It's the 2022 season opener on NorCal Sports TV, Antioch at Monte Vista. Who will get the opening season victory? You'll find out next. On happy Friday night wherever you may be, and welcome to Sam Zackheim Memorial Field on the campus of Monte Vista High School for this North Coast Section Division I matchup between the Antioch Panthers and the Monte Vista Mustangs. I'm Chris Babcock, and happy Friday night wherever you may be, and I'm joined by my broadcast partner Craig Bergman, my partner in crime for 20 years, coaching here at Monte Vista. And, Coach, we've got two quality opponents going at each other. First, Antioch Panthers, and Brett Dudley, who's been a long-time offensive coordinator, athletic director. He takes over the helm of the Panthers, a gentleman we're very familiar with.
Yeah, Brett does a wonderful job offensively. He's always been very innovative. I expect them to come out in multiple sets tonight, mix in the run and the pass. They're loaded with athletes. Neither team is very big going into this game, so it's going to be a battle of athletes and a lot of speed out there, and I think it's which team is going to give up the least big plays is going to come out the winner.
And the Mustangs, who are having a lot of guys making their first varsity start tonight. The new Mateo Congdon, the new varsity quarterback, was the JV starter, has won the job, and it's Johnny Millard's first game as a head coach at Monte Vista. Johnny graduated from Foothill at 2009, played at Cal Poly. His dad, Keith Millard, was an NFL Defensive Player of the Year, a Foothill alum, played at Washington State. It's all the good football vibes. But in September 12th of 1997, we had our first game together. What are some of the things that are going through Johnny's head that you think might have gone through your head or went through your head at the time when, way back when, Coacher?
You know, he doesn't know what's going to happen tonight. You know, he's had a little scrimmage under his belt, but he's never seen these guys in game-type situations. He's never been in a game-type situation. I'm sure he's got butterflies. Those will go away real quick once you get into the flow of the game and that ball kicks off. But I know he's been very excited about this team. He's been very excited about the entire program. He's got big numbers at all three levels. And so far, the freshman won with a 33-0 win, and the JVs just beat Antioch 21-0. So a very good start for the Mustangs this year.
You're watching Monte Vista football on NorCal Sports TV and edTV, presented by American Asphalt. Monte Vista football on NorCal Sports TV, presented by American Asphalt, is brought to you in part by Orthopedic Express by GSOS. When injuries occur, visit our specialty orthopedic urgent care in Walnut Creek. Golden State Orthopedics and Spine. Be your best active self, whether tiny or big, 2 or 102, or a world-class grandparent. You can find care with our expert, compassionate orthopedic doctors. Ned Milin at Morgan Stanley, seeking to help you simplify your financial life and realize the future you envision. Spitz Jewelers, making memories for over 75 years in Walnut Creek. George T. Schramm Mortgage. Contact the 1992 Monte Vista alum George Schramm at georgeschramm.com for your new or refinance mortgage needs. Contra Costa Office of Education. Learn, lead, achieve. edTV, Contra Costa County Education Television, and American Asphalt, taking care of business in the Bay Area for over 35 years. Our referee is Jason Smith. He's in at the center of the field talking to the captains. Monte Vista, it's blackout night here tonight in Danville. They're in their black home jerseys, and Antioch's in their road whites. I know if Monte Vista wins the toss, they're going to actually take the ball, going Berge style. Antioch won the toss, and they will receive. And we want to welcome our television partners, edTV, Contra Costa Office of Education. And let's go over those three keys to victory. First, for the visiting Panthers, the basics that Coach Dudley has been stressing to the team all week. Win the turnover battle, special teams, and penalties. And for Coach Millard, be fundamentally sound on defense, read the keys, definitely 11 hats of the football. And because Antioch's got 2 running backs that are very good that we're going to introduce as we get into the broadcast. Play with a lot of energy and play downhill. That could be defensively and offensively. And they're looking be explosive on offense, maybe take some shots downfield, and maybe go a little NASCAR, no huddle. So Pittsburgh has got Pittsburgh transfer. Charles Brown Jr. had 3 100-yard games last year. He is diminutive in size, but, Coach, he is very tough, quick, and agile in the hole, and he runs behind a very veteran offensive line.
You know, in high school, size really isn't a factor when it comes to running backs. I've seen so many great running backs we've had a number of great running backs with not great height, but they have great vision, and this kid's got great speed along with the great vision, and he's got a low center of gravity. He's tough to bring down. Pittsburgh's just loaded with talent, and I think this kid has a little bit better opportunity over here to get a few more touches.
And then Elijah Stingley, the junior running back, 4 touchdowns as a sophomore. Their quarterback is Gino Enero to honor America, our national anthem. Our national anthem. And for Monte Vista, some key returners for them. Number 1, Zach Diebner, wide receiver, had closed the season really strong last year. And then you got Riley Pennyman, offensive lineman. They have a number of offensive linemen are back. So you always, if you're going to have some returners, Coach, you probably want to have a returning quarterback, which they don't, or some returning offensive lineman like Nick Jensen, played great for 8 games, then was hurt. He returns. Grant Hastings will be at center. So there's some opportunities. Ben Meineke got some snaps last year as a running back, but it was a heavily senior-laden team last year that went 7-3, lost their last 3 games. And the key for them is they gave up way too many rushing yards in the last 3 games. Our kickoff is sponsored by George T. Schramm Mortgage. Go to georgeschramm.com for your purchase or refinance mortgage needs. MV Football Hall of Famer. George also coaches on the JV. His family is a big part of Monte Vista football. George T. Schramm Mortgage. And the Mustangs will kick off. And it'll be a short kick to Charles Brown, and he's got room to run. And he'll get out to about the 30-yard line. So Brown gets his first touch of the game. He had 922 yards and 14 touchdowns, transfer out of Pittsburgh. And then Gino Marble, the quarterback. Now, he played for the first 4 games, and they actually threw 39 times in the first 4 games. But, Coach, they only totally threw passes they only had 70 attempts because Coach Dudley says, we're running Wildcat the whole time. Hopefully, he says, we'd like to, be able to throw the football a little bit more. And then Pino out in the slot. He's quite a football player. And they're going to run the
double
pass. And it's pass interference. So let's go back. Let's go back to December of 2016. And here's the replay. It's Bubble Vic, we used to call this.
Pretty impressed with his throwing motion.
Yes, not bad. So Mustangs all keyed up for the run, and they go a little trickeration early on. So the last time Monte Vista played Antioch was in 2016. There was probably about 15 Division I players, 4 NFL players, Najee Harris, Isaiah Dunn, Eric Kromenhoek with the Chargers now, and Nate Lamon with the Falcons. Jake Hainer is at Fresno State, all of our guys. And the first play of the game, when we told our guys what was going to happen, was going to be a trick play, and they threw an interception. And here tonight, and this is what happens. First down on the pass interference, an inside run to Brown, and there he goes. It's about a 16-yard gain right up the middle.
A quick hitter inside.
And they'll go no huddle.
Ran a little trap, little counter, actually. At the point of attack, Monte Vista's got to do a better job withstanding those down blocks.
This is a physical front line for the Panthers. Follow Pino, and that's probably where the ball is going to go. And we have a flag on the field, usually a procedure when the umpire throws it. And it's offsides on the Mustangs, so a couple of scrimmage plays, and they've already had 2 penalties, Coach.
Well, right there with the no huddle, it kind of caught Monte Vista off guard, and they weren't prepared for it. They lined up in the neutral zone and gave them a free 5 yards. So it's going to take a little bit of time for the defense to get used to that pace.
They've got a big offensive front led by Ben Ulafalalepe, captain of the O-line, a 3-year player, and there goes Pino, the 10. Touchdown, Antioch, 35 yards.
Well, they wasted no time asserting themselves up front. Just a power play right off tackle, and the big fella, tough to bring down, moves very well too.
Well, I think Monday you might be making some calls for that young man because he has not been offered. He was the BVL Defensive Player of the Year. He's their leading returning receiver, 13 catches, 13 TDs. He has 16 TFLs, including 2 sacks. And, Coach, you love this. He also, well, I don't think he's snapping here, but he can snap. They'll go for 2. Last year they went for 2 28 times out of their 35 touchdowns, and they run it right up the gut, and it's 8-0 Antioch. You're watching Monte Vista football on NorCal Sports TV, presented by American Asphalt.
Golden State Orthopedics and Spine. We want you to get your swing back, get your ride back, get your sprint back. With our top-to-toe orthopedic care throughout the Bay Area, we want you to get your life back. Golden State Orthopedics and Spine. Ortho care for life.
No, I got it.
On a key 3 possession, the Panthers go up 8-0. Kickoff sponsored by George T. Schramm Mortgage. Go to georgeschramm.com for your purchase or refinance mortgage needs. Continues to give back to the community. Monte Vista alum George Schramm. Short kick, directional. And Monte Vista will take it around the 24-yard line, and he's met rudely. Nice tackle in space by Wisdom Iacopo. And here's a replay of the kick return, Coach. Little Keystone Cops to start off.
Yeah, the short kick is tough to get anything set up. The front man, the number 2 layer, can't back up like that. If you back up like that, that's going to screw up the whole timing of any return that you have.
The starting quarterback, Mateo Congdon, JV starter last year, won the job over the summer. And the Mustangs will go with 3 receivers to the left with a wing. 1st and 10 from their own 27. Meineke with a nice pickup on first down. How important, Coach, is to get 4 to 5 yards on that first down play?
Well, it puts your whole offense in play. If you go after, and you see right there, they're running the outside zone play. If you put yourself in a situation of 2nd and 4, you can run any play in your playbook.
Nice job by Talon Jones making his first varsity start, sealing the edge for the Mustangs. Little fly sweep pass, sealed, didn't get to the edge, and ran a long ways, but only got a couple of yards. And coaches, sometimes you've just got to go put a foot in the ground and go north.
He had an opportunity, I think, to put his foot in the ground right there and hit it up inside and just get what you can. Don't keep running horizontally. You got to run vertically.
Clausen, the wide receiver, with the catch, and it's going to be 3rd and 2 yards for the Mustangs. Congdon, corner route, incomplete. And a pretty good pass rush there by the Panthers. So let's see what Coach is going to do on this one.
Well, young quarterback, he's got to realize that's right there. It's 3rd and 2. You don't need to hit the big play right there. You want to move the chains on 3rd and 2. Take those opportunities on 1st down or 2nd and short. Get that first down. Get that first pass under your belt. Get something that's really get you some confidence right there. I don't know if that was the right decision this early in the game.
All week, I know what you're saying. Kick the ball to me. Do not punt it to number 1.
Yeah,
Carter Jungie back to kick or to punt for the Mustangs. Don't kick it to 1.
Don't give him an opportunity.
That all week. Short kick, and it gets a good Monte Vista hop, and it'll go in around the 28-yard line. You're watching Monte Vista football on NorCal Sports TV, presented by American Asphalt. So on the punt, there was a personal foul on Monte Vista, and by my Chico State math, there's the call. Jason Smith, our referee, that's a 15-yard penalty, and so you give Antioch a great field position once again.
Yeah, the Mustangs have got to settle down and understand it's only a 7-0 ball game. They're right in this.
Marble hands it to Brown, and the Mustangs rally the football, but look at that forward lean, and he's off to the races. The 20, the 10, touchdown Antioch.
We talked earlier about big plays, and already we've gotten 2 big plays for touchdowns.
57 yards, and there's something about what happened. It looked like there was that the Mustangs kind of had him rallied up, but then people stop, and then he finishes.
Well, a lot of times they're teaching them to tackle the ball right now, and kids that go after the ball, they forget to wrap up, and they're trying to rip the ball loose, and with a running back like that, you've got to wrap him up.
So Antioch coming in here, and they've hit 2 big plays, and so we'll go into some last year. In the last 3 games, the Monte Vista defense and the 2-point conversion is good out to the flat. So now it's 16-0, and here is the 2-point conversion, a little wildcat with Brown. and he dives into the end zone. So Brown gets the long run and the 2-point conversion. You're watching Monte Vista football on NorCal Sports TV, presented by American Asphalt. So the last 3 games of the season last year, different coach, different team, I get it. The Monte Vista defense gave up 959 yards, 10.42 per carry, 11 touchdowns, and 5 of those were over 50 yards. Our kickoff sponsored by George T. Schramm Mortgage. Go to georgeschramm.com for your purchase or refinance mortgage needs. Another directional kick. Mustang's got to do a better job of executing. Clean catch. And a return out to around the 38-yard line.
Monte Vista needs to put a couple of first downs together and settle down on both sides of the football. You know, you talk about last year and giving up a lot of touchdowns. It's a mindset. Defense is a mindset. And a lot of these kids remember that. And this is not doing much for their confidence. They've got to find a way to stop that.
Bradley Ballard with the return for the Mustangs. Down 14-0. Inside handoff. And a nice push up the field. They're certainly moving the ball on first down. A nice 6-yard gain for the Mustangs. Positive play on first down. When you pull, you got to hit somebody. Pullers run, right, Coach?
That's the number one rule.
I remember all your tricks and trinkets. Throw out to the flat, and the Mustangs have their first down of the season.
And that's the kind of confidence story you want to get your young quarterback.
Shihada with the catch on the what we used to call a 3 route, little timing catch, and get immediately up the field. And that's his first varsity catch. Nice job by him. And Congdon throwing the ball on time out to the flat.
I was very impressed with him in the scrimmage last week with his poise in the pocket and his poise running the ball and making decisions.
Nice play. Oh, it could have been a touchdown. Threw it out, little swing route to Meineke.
Really nice job. They take the left side here.
Yeah, that pass goes incomplete. I like the play call.
I like the nice-looking play. They'll come back to that a little bit later.
So it'll be 2nd and 10. First down play that the Mustangs get at least 6 yards. But as Coach said, it's a good play to go back to. They'll push him out of the pocket. You need throws, and that's a risky throw. Goes incomplete. We got a flag on the field. And the senior linebacker, Pesci, with the pressure. Team captain averaged nearly 4 tackles a game last year. Here's the call.
Congdon did a wonderful job getting rid of that football and not taking that sack. That's really good poise from a young kid who hasn't seen a lot of varsity snaps.
Pino went right through the offensive tackle and then caused the hold. So now the Mustangs are going to be playing way, way behind the chain.
And defensively, Antioch takes chances. As you look up, they play a lot of man coverage. Here they're going to a two deep coverage, but they were playing man most of the rest of the earlier parts of the game.
What's in your playbook for 2nd and 30?
You know, try and get a quarter of it back. Try and get 10 yards here. Give yourself some positive energy. And, don't be afraid to punt the ball. Don't force it into a situation where you might make a turnover.
So you see the 4-man front for the Panthers, and they're going to get after the quarterback. A little inside handoff. And who closes? Nice job by the corner coming up in space. Robert Edward with the tackle. And it's a short gain for the Mustangs. Watch the fill here off the edge.
It was actually a good play call. They caught Antioch in a stunt there, a little edge stunt where the end was coming inside. It gave them the edge, but they didn't do a very good job of blocking that defensive back.
So it'll be 3-by-1 set for the Mustangs. Dominic Powell is offset to Congdon's left. You don't want to throw a pick here. It's going to be his middle in window, and he's got room to run. If he gets a little bit better block, he might get a first down, but he'll pick up key yardage, but it'll be 4th and 11.
But a wonderful job of getting back almost to the original line of scrimmage where you can punt the ball down there and force them, hopefully, to a situation where they have got to go 80 yards.
So the Mustangs will be on to punt. Except you need the punter. Junge will come on. You want to kick this one away from the returner, and it looks like Curtis Tucker is back deep. Actually, number 5, Lorenzo Mayfield. And that ball will be spotted just short of the 14-yard line. You're watching Monte Vista football on NorCal Sports TV, presented by American Asphalt. Ned Milin has over 16 years of experience in the financial industry, serving high net worth individuals, their families, business owners, and corporate executives. Ned practically helps to develop and implement portfolio enhancements in order to provide the appropriate investment strategy for clients. He also focuses on relationship management, comprehensive business management, and asset management and research. Please contact the 1998 Monte Vista alum, Ned Milin, to develop a plan for your family or company. Ned Milin at Morgan Stanley, seeking to help you simplify your financial. Yep. First down play, and it's a TFL in the backfield.
Really nice defensive call right there, coming off the edge. And he comes unblocked and really disrupts the play in the backfield, almost comes right to the mesh point. Great job by Ethan Boove.
Came up in space, broke down, and now the Panthers are behind the chains. They got a little bunch set out here, spread out, and then it'll be a timeout. Antioch. And we'll keep it right here. Monte Vista football on NorCal Sports TV is presented by Orthopedic Express by GSOS. Golden State Orthopedics. Ned Milin at Morgan Stanley. Spitz Jewelers. George T. Schramm Mortgage. Contra Costa Office of Education. edTV, Contra Costa County Education Television, and American Asphalt. So it'll be 2nd and 14 off the timeout by Brett Dudley. And when you play Antioch, they've got some great players over the years. You got Gino Marchetti, who was a NFL Hall of Famer. Jeremy Newberry played at Cal, the 49ers, and the Raiders. After this play, we'll continue to go down that list. 2nd and 13 for the Panthers. Stingley finishes with the forward lead, and it'll be 3rd down, and Coach will diagram this one up for us.
Well, we got to do a better job at we being Monte Vista setting the edge right there.
You don't want to get hooked.
You have to set the edge as a defensive end player and force that play back in. If they get to the corner, then there's going to be it's going to be a long night for Monte Vista if they keep getting to the corner like that.
Is this Antioch's first 3rd down play?
Yes, it is.
Man, I'm talking like a stat man here. 3rd and 6. Mustangs looking to get a stop. Marble will sprint out. Pino caught in the flat, and he will truck stick and get the first down. Talking to Coach Dudley about a great kid, 3-sport guy, probably going to play baseball this year, and just a little flat route, little naked, hold for 2 counts and go to the flat and finish.
And he's a load. I love the way he finishes right there. And you have me at 3-sport athlete. There's not enough of that anymore.
Well, he's probably going to play baseball, but he's played varsity basketball for 4 years.
And it's helped him in football,
Yeah.
and football's helped him in basketball.
Yet has not really got a lot of attention, and I think there'll be a few people will be texting over the weekend about Mr. Pino.
I sure like the way he's played so far.
First and 10 for the Panthers, and then we've got a penalty, and it'll be a procedure on the Panthers.
A little direct snap right to Pino right there, underneath snap. I like the design of that play as well.
So they had to get creative last year when they lost Marble, and so Brett said we try to do a lot of stuff. Mostly was Wildcat. He says Pino could play any position on the field, but when you're talking about Antioch football, you got to talk about Najee Harris, Coach. His 4 years at Antioch, he had 7,948 yards and 94 touchdowns.
That's impressive. I haven't seen a back like that in this area since I've been in this area for the last 27 years.
Fumble the snap, and the Mustangs.
And
we got a ball on the ground. Looking for a call from the official, and he's giving in the 2 fingers up, so I think it'll be second down. Coach Dudley going back into the treasure chest. Nice awareness. It looked like Jamie Shee had a nice little Popeye's chicken strip, not a sponsor. Too bad the Mustangs couldn't grab that one. It'll be second in about 25 for the Panthers. Marble, little screen route out to Brown. You got to tackle him in space. Dun, 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 dun. Then somebody tries to tackle with the shoulder. He picks up an extra 9 yards, and it's a very manageable third down.
You know what? Coach Dudley's doing a wonderful job of getting the ball to his athletes
right now.
And getting it to them quick where they can do something with it and taking advantage of their athleticism.
With an experienced group up front.
And they did a nice job of taking what they give them. Get as much as you can. Get half of it back. Put yourself in a manageable situation. 3rd and 11, much easier, obviously, than 3rd and 21.
Patel, Hope, Sosa, and the 3-year varsity player as Brown gets loose. But the Mustangs get us maybe a stop on 3rd down. Let's see if Antioch's going to go for it or not. Looks like they're going to bring on the punt team, but you got to play for anything here.
You know, at this point, we always believed, hey, we'll take the ball wherever we can.
Right.
We're not going to give up the fake. We're going to play our base defense.
Right.
Just fair catch it if you have to.
We're not going to put, in other words, just get the ball.
Yes.
We're not going to. Do you guys have a return? No, we just want.
I don't see a lot of fakes, though, with those numbers in the second level.
No, unless they're fooling somebody. But then Ulafalepe, the big left guard, captain of the offensive line. So when you can run against behind big, experienced players, you're going to be all right. Going to be a kick.
A great kick.
Nice kick. Going to flip the field for sure. And it'll be downed around the 16-yard line. We've got a penalty. We've seen a lot of penalties here tonight. It is the first game, but probably a little bit too much for both coaching staffs. Here's the call from Jason Smith.
Running into the kicker.
So is that a 5-yard penalty?
I believe in high school it's still an automatic first down, if I'm not mistaken.
So the 5th penalty on Monte Vista.
If it's not an automatic first down, I'm sure
he's going to go for
Coach
it.
Dudley would put his offense back out on the field. And I'd be shocked if Pino didn't get it.
Yeah. So Najee, Alabama leading career rusher, total scrimmage yards, TD, Steelers second year. And then many in between. Mike Lucky, Isaiah Dunn, was a great player in
Mark
2016.
Butterfield, I believe.
Butterfield. So a lot of good football players. And it used to be a traditional opener, and I think it's great. And these teams were supposed to play last year in the opener, but they got literally smoked out. We were all ready to go. And making that call to our director, Luis. We're going. Yeah, just come on over. Literally 10 minutes later after a call from the Monte Vista athletic director, Andy Bobler, it's, hey, we're not playing.
You know, getting back to Najee, when we played them in the championship game in 2016, I felt like we stifled him. I felt like we really did a nice job
Until you watch
keeping
the
him back.
film.
And then you look up, and he's got 171 yards rushing,
Yep.
even though that was about 80 yards under his average.
If they ran the read option with the bubble screen once for about 20 yards, and thank goodness that was the last time they ran it because we didn't defend it very well. So the Mustangs will give a first down on penalties, 5th penalty on them, and we still got 4 minutes left in the first quarter. Double tight end set, and here comes Pino, follow 10.
That's an old wing T, wing counter play.
Coach Sweeney, probably here in the house, appreciated the old wing T play, and here it is, and follow 10. He's probably upset he didn't get to block anybody on that play.
Well, you're seeing the multiple sets we talked about, and once again, really distributing the ball well to his athletes and getting it to him as quick as he can. No slow developing plays.
So it'll be 2nd and short, which could be trick play, play action pass, or just run it right at him. A little short snap to Pino, and he moves the chains, and he's a load.
Just a wedge blocking scheme, just same type of blocking scheme you'd see for a quarterback sneak, except for the quarterback now weighs 260 pounds.
And we haven't talked about him. Kushal Patel, he's the center. How tough is it to be able to snap it at 5 yards, angle off at 2, deep snap? I mean, that's and block at the same time.
It's very difficult. I think we make his job a little bit easier by not playing with a nose guard. If you have a nose guard, it makes it a little bit more difficult.
Run. Brown, and he chews up and gets a first down, and it'll be about a 15-yard gain. Nice pancake block out in space by Alex Fry, getting some time on the offensive line. And Coach Dudley's not afraid of playing guys. He keeps everybody committed to the program, running in and out, and they've got Pesci in there as the tight end, and it'll be a double pull with him and Pino. A lot of missed tackles. So right here at the line of scrimmage is an opportunity to get for no loss, but when you don't have 11 hats in the football, here's the result.
You're going to watch. They're going to pull 3 guys up into the hole right there. One guy goes, one of the defensive players from Monte Vista, I couldn't catch the number, went right down to his knees. You can't go to your knees and try and make tackles, especially along the line of scrimmage.
Ballard with the tackle, and it'll be 2nd and short. Still in the first quarter. 16-0. Mustangs look like they might come off the edge here. They do. That's been effective blitz for them. Nice job by number 14.
Ethan Vuve.
Vuve doing a good job. That's his 2nd tackle coming off the edge, but still able to get some positive yardage, Coach.
You know, they're putting themselves in that situation we talked about where you can run just about every play. Now, in this situation, I don't think there's any question who's going to get the ball. If it's 3rd and 2, 3rd and 3, I don't know if they can stop Pino from getting that.
He tackled himself, but it'll be 4th down. They're going to go for it.
I would expect much of the same.
So this a lot of time left, but this is a big point of the ball game. You get a stop here and turnover on downs. You have a little momentum and confidence and flip this field. Just watch 10 and 42, because if they're running, those guys will pull and lead block. Fumble. Regardless of where it's recovered, the Monte Vista Mustangs get a stop, bend but don't break. 2nd cause fumble, 1st recovery, and Sue jumped on it for the Mustangs.
Tom Marquardt, I believe.
Yep, got the recovered fumble. So the Mustangs bend but don't break, and they'll take over.
Boy,
on their own 23-yard line.
If we can get back to that one time, Ben Meineke did a wonderful job coming off the edge right there, and he really caused that fumble because he beat the running back to the play and forced the mesh point problem.
You'll just have to trust us. 1st and 10 for the Mustangs. Meineke offset to Congdon's left, handoff, and picks up a short gain of a couple. And the Mustangs maybe try to increase the tempo here as Antioch has a lot of players going both ways. Pennyman didn't maintain his block, and the tackle was made by Sosa. 2nd and 8 for the Mustangs. Last 58 seconds of the first quarter here from Sam Zackheim Memorial Field. Congdon, nice completion. Oh, in and out of the hands of the wide receiver, Breedlove. And now it'll be 3rd down. Little sprint left, Coach, 59 sprint.
Well, they fake the inside handoff, little play action, and they catch Pino off guard, who dives inside a little too much, and it gives Mateo the edge. Nice throw, would have picked up the first down. You got to make those plays in a game like this where you need some momentum.
Your hands will never drop a ball that you catch with your eyes. That's simple. 3rd down, Mustangs looking for a conversion here. Congdon got all day to throw. It's a 9 route, and it's incomplete. You got to beat the 1-on-none.
Yeah, he tripped up a little bit along the edge and along the outside. If you watch him, he trips up and it kind of throws his momentum off.
Here,
I actually think it was a pretty good throw, and he tripped up just enough that it threw his timing off.
But if he puts a little bit more air, the Mustangs are on the scoreboard. So the Mustangs will be on to punt, and back deep is Mayfield. And Panthers might have a block on here. Got to jump on that football. The Mustangs lost 3 yards, and we'll keep it here before the quarter break. So the Mustangs are able to get the ball across the 50, but the Panthers continue to have great field position. 32 seconds left here in the quarter, which has been all Antioch. The Mustangs have some opportunities. They can run that swing route with the back. They've got that 9 route a little bit. There's just some fixable things, but the penalties, I'm sure, would just
the penalties,
Coach Millard.
And it's put them behind the 8 ball. The penalties have, but they can't go away from the run game. I mean, the run game in the first couple drives, they put themselves in 2nd and short, and they just haven't had the opportunities. You've got to string some drives together.
Ace formation, and Brown is tackled, but not before he picks up 18 yards. Vev with the tackle, but you got to run. Everybody's got to run to the football. He can do and get things fast. You got to rally 11 hats to the football. Brown.
That's a hold.
1st down, and then it's probably a late hit on Monte Vista. So it was tackled at the 15-yard line, and then the Mustangs had a hit after the whistle. Watch the end of the play.
I think they're going to get Caden Honda for a late hit. They got away with a hold. No, it wasn't Caden. It was Ben Meineke coming up late. Just playing football. It was borderline right there, but they're going to be safe in high school and call those things just about every time.
6 Monte Vista penalty in the first quarter. 4 seconds left. And Antioch's probably going to run a play.
Well, I don't think they're going to have a choice. It's a dead ball.
Coach, it's my show. Don't make me look dumb. I'm already dumb enough. That's a letter. So it'll be 1st and goal after the penalty at the 8-yard line. And as they've done before down here, it could be the short snap to Pino. He'll just lead block. Mustangs with a TFL to end the quarter. It'll be 2nd and goal from the 12-yard line. Here's that last play before we go to commercial. That's the end of the first quarter. Antioch 16, Monte Vista 0. You're watching Monte Vista football on NorCal Sports TV, presented by American Asphalt. Family owned and operated since 1946 as a full-service jewelry store, Spitz Jewelers has remained true to our founding philosophies. Founded on the tradition of service, quality, and value, today we proudly continue that tradition from the smallest request to the most intricate custom design. We love what we do, and with 3 generations of success as our inspiration, we look forward to continuing these traditions into the future. Come see us at 1333 North Main Street in Walnut Creek. Spitz Jewelers, making memories for over 75 years. Go Mustangs! Monte Vista football on NorCal Sports TV, presented by American Asphalt, is brought to you in part by Orthopedic Express by GSOS. When injuries occur, visit our specialty orthopedic urgent care in Walnut Creek. Golden State Orthopedics and Spine. Be your best active self, whether tiny or big, 2 or 102, or a world-class grandparent. You can find care with our expert, compassionate orthopedic doctors. Ned Milin at Morgan Stanley, seeking to help you simplify your financial life and realize the future you envision. Spitz Jewelers, making memories for over 75 years in Walnut Creek. George T. Schramm Mortgage. Contact the 1992 Monte Vista alum George Schramm at georgeschramm.com for your new or refinance mortgage needs. Contra Costa Office of Education. Learn, lead, achieve. edTV, Contra Costa County Education Television, and American Asphalt, taking care of business in the Bay Area for over 35 years. Inside handoff, and it's touchdown, Antioch. Stingley running inside with a big hole and finished strong along the goal line.
Once again, counterplay. Nice job of following his puller, and the puller did a nice job of running. He ran through the hole, and he followed him.
You got to run to the football. A lot of guys standing around into the quarter, should have a rest. You got to run to the football and tackle. So it's 22-0 Antioch, and they're going to go for 2. That's what they do, as we'd mentioned in the pregame. Last year they went for 2, 28 out of 35 touchdowns, and they were 15-28 with the conversions, and they're 3 for 3 tonight. 24-0 Antioch, and here's the 2-point conversion as Stingley gets the touchdown and the 2-point conversion, finishing through the goal line. So in the first quarter, Antioch had 184 yards rushing. Monte Vista had 54 yards in penalties. The Mustangs need to get a return and get some momentum going on offense. Kickoff sponsored by George T. Schramm Mortgage. Go to georgeschramm.com for your purchase or refinance mortgage needs. MV Football Hall of Famer, Colorado State alum, where his son Rocco is playing. Appreciate George Schramm Mortgage support of Monte Vista football and NorCal Sports TV. It'll be a directional kick.
Don't let it hit the ground.
Short return, and the Mustangs will take over with their best field position of the night at their own 38-yard line.
Calm down, get some momentum. We always talk about, get something going into the second half. You get the ball first in the second half. Come out here, establish your drive, put some points on the board. Give your defense some confidence that way. Give them a little bit of a rest.
And you don't want to put all the pressure on your junior quarterback. You can't, as you had mentioned, you can't abolish the run. You got to stay with the running game. You got to remain as balanced as you can. Meineke picks up 4 yards. It'll be 2nd and 6.
A lot of horizontal running right there. He hits it up in the hole and then cuts it outside.
Pesci with the tackle.
Hit it up inside. Get the extra 2 yards after contact. Instead of 2nd and 6, put you at 2nd and 4.
Last year, Meineke had 109 yards rushing on 17 attempts. Congdon, long pass out here to the flat. It's caught. He's got a little bit of room. He'll convert the first down, then a late hit out of bounds. It'll be 15 yards there. And you like the fact is that earlier in the game, they had
second,
and then we've got 2 15-yard penalties. And that could be a possible ejection. And one of the keys of the game for Coach Dudley was the penalties. And they've had less than Monte Vista, but then you give up commit 2 big 15-yard penalties here to, as you mentioned, give them some momentum.
You know, and if you're Antioch, you got to have a little bit more poise. You're up 24-0. You don't need to panic. You don't need to come out here and do those things and give Monte Vista that opportunity to come back into the game. And if you're Monte Vista, it's exactly what you needed.
Yep. So Shahada with the catch out in the flat, turned up the field, got the first down, and then unsportsmanlike. It was the second penalty. Late hit was the first penalty. Didn't see the thumb go up, though.
Well, the unsportsmanlike is the one. He's got one unsportsmanlike, but the late hit is a personal foul. Doesn't count against it like a unsportsmanlike would.
So it was about a 16-yard gain on the pass play for a first down. Then you add another 30 yards, and the Mustangs all of a sudden are near the red zone as they spot the ball at the Antioch 28-yard line. Maybe go to that 9 route, Coach?
Well, right here, no, I'd stick with the run. Give your defense an opportunity to get a little rest.
Nice point.
You're coming off all the 2 penalties gave you 30 yards. And I like what Coach Dudley did. He pulled that young man off the field. He's talking to him and explaining to him the same things we just talked about on air. You know, don't give them an opportunity to get back in this game.
So Brett's the athletic director, and he has Money Mondays where he does a financial class with his kids and just trying to improve and give them and having an impact on their lives. So we had a great talk with Brett this morning and appreciate what he does, and the longtime coach out of Antioch and now get his opportunities as a head coach. They're going to go to that 9 route, and the receiver got rerouted, and the pass goes incomplete with the throw to the flat. But I think they wanted to run the 9 route out here, Coach.
Yeah, you know, it looks a little bit like a mix-up. I'm not sure what happened on the outside. He gets held up at the line of scrimmage, and that threw the timing off of that. Derek
Rose with the reroute. Coach Dudley had a lot of good things to say about him. So the Mustangs in a 2-by-2 set. Meineke offset. Congdon, slant route completed down to the 20. It'll be 3rd and probably a long 3. Nice timing here.
Really nice timing. You know, considering he gets a guy in his face, Penniman gave up the inside, right? He can't do that. He set too high on that defensive player, and Pino's a good football player. He's going to take advantage of that. Comes right underneath, puts a lick right on Mateo.
So it'll be 3rd and 3, which is certainly 4-down territory. 3-by-1 set for the Mustangs. Meineke, because Penniman missed his block, and Pino cleans up. Watch this play.
He's got to get more aggressive at the point of attack. Penniman does. He's got to take him on. He can't wait for him. He's got to attack him.
You got to play with Z in the knees, Coach Wharton.
And Pino's a heck of a football player, and you can't wait for him. You've got to attack him.
4th down, and Pino with the TFL along with several Antioch teammates. And it'll be turnover on downs as the Panthers get the stop. Not a lot of blocking going on here.
You know, not a lot of blocking, and what I don't see is anybody coming across. No puller coming across to kick out Pino. You're letting Pino come down unattested.
Can we play that again?
Possibly the best football player on the field, and you're letting him come down unattested and making that play without anybody running at him.
And also in the backfield for Antioch is Amori Norris. So the Panthers get the stop on defense. and they'll take over on their own 21-yard line with 9:59 left here in the second quarter. And you can see Coach Dudley's rotating guys in, another player in it, tied in for them, Pau. And it's a run, and it's going to be about a 12 to 14-yard gain, and they're getting real close to 300 yards rushing.
Yeah, and they're dominating the line of scrimmage, and Monte Vista's playing way too high. Their pad level's got to get down.
So what do you do if you're getting double teamed? What's the best thing to do if you have no hope? What do you do?
Ideally, you try to split that double team.
Right.
You try and use your speed to your advantage, split the double team, and create havoc in the backfield. If you can't, then sometimes you've got to drop.
Create a pile?
You've got to drop and create a pile, but I think Monte Vista is going to have to start moving their linemen around because up front they're not physically able to match up with Antioch. And if they slant their linemen a little bit, create a little bit more of a moving target, bring some backers off the edge, and do some different things that way, they're going to have to stop that run.
Nice fill by the Monte Vista defense with the tackle, number 14. Called his name a lot tonight. It'll be 2nd and 10 for the Panthers. Pino in the wing. Marble inside handoff to Brown. The Mustangs rally up to the football, and it's another tackle for loss, and it'll be a big 3rd and 11 play here. And although you didn't take advantage of the double 15-yard penalty, you still have a chance to get a stop and get the ball back. And as you mentioned, they get the ball to start the second half. But you got to get going offensively at some point.
You have to. You got to string together some first downs and not rely on penalties. Monte Vista was fortunate with the 2 penalties on the last drive, but they got to string first downs together.
So Stingley offset to Marble, and then we've got to delay the game, I imagine. 12 men on the field. So that'll be brought back 5 yards. So now it'll be 3rd and a long 15.
That's something that you run into every now and then if you're running a no-huddle offense. Somebody runs on the field because there's no huddle and nobody runs off. You end up with 12. It happens more often than you think.
So it might have been the O'Brien Flanagan, the sophomore, hardworking kid, bright future at Antioch, getting caught on the field. So it'll be 3rd down and 15 for the Mustangs. Late substitutions for them. Ballard runs onto the field. 3rd and 15. Little play pass. Marble rolling off the Pino. Rally to the football. And they don't, and he carries 3 guys and gets a first down.
If you're going to try to tackle him high, he's going to get that extra 5 yards.
Here's their play.
And they come up high. They try and tackle him high right there instead of going low. Take his legs out.
Can we watch that again? Watch how Pino slips. He holds the blocker, uses his hand with the quick release. Right there. And he converts the first down. First and 10. Stingley picks up 5 on first down. Pretty easy when you got 2 shifty running backs like the Panthers do, and some capable pullers like Alex Fry did on that, or number 55, Ben Ulafalepe with the pull and attack.
And once again, the interior line of Monte Vista is just got to play lower. They're playing way too high, and if you look at it right there, if you watch that, just watch the line surge up front. Monte Vista's playing too high, and they're getting knocked backwards. And right now, there's no reason for Antioch to even throw the football.
Watch 10's forward lean here. Not the fastest guy. He's not going to break any records, but the guy's just an athlete.
Yeah, he's a big kid. I mean, there's a lot of places he could play. He could play tight end. He could play a fullback, although he doesn't run well enough for the next level probably.
Right. Inside handoff, the wing counter,
has.
coach. And it'll be a first down on 3rd and short. But the different facets of this offense, and here's an example.
Well, they're pounding them up inside, then they come with the outside counter. The play's design, actually, it's an outside counter play where they're looking to get out there.
Chris Nichols for Antioch with the pull, and the Panthers are knocking on the door once again at the Mustangs' 37-yard line. Brown.
Going to get a block in the back.
Going to have this one's coming back. So since those early first quarter penalties, the Mustangs have been playing penalty free, but the Panthers, this is their 4th penalty, and this one will come back, and it'll be 1st and 20 after the play is marched off. So next week, the Panthers will host Vintage. Monte Vista will play up at Hayward. They've got a brand new stadium up there.
Isn't it down there? I need to.
This might be your last game. Corrected me twice in front of the kids. Yes, down there. It's actually up on a hill, so, depending on where you're standing. But, yes, a nice facility. So that's where the Mustangs will be next week. Our next broadcast will be in October when the Mustangs host the Dons. Marble, bubble pass. A nice tackle in space.
Really nice tackle. And he came down, he broke down. He didn't go for the first fake. He did a nice job in space. Is that Ethan Vuve again? Ethan,
he's done a great job tonight.
He's been
probably 3 or 4 TFLs, making a senior start.
Been by far the bright spot defensively. He's made a lot of plays. His effort's been terrific all night long.
So just asking, let's say if Antioch doesn't convert here, do you call a timeout?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Especially with, I don't think Monte Vista right now has the big play capability, and you're going to need to sustain a drive. You need as much time as possible.
So the Mustangs get a stop here. They have a chance to go winners out. It's going to be a play pass, and they're going to throw the ball deep. Ball goes incomplete. Diebner was there in coverage, had a chance for the turnover. And the Panthers were perfect passing tonight up until that play. So it'll be 3rd and 26.
Flanagan for Antioch had an opportunity to make a play right there. He did a nice job of working.
Had a chance.
Had a nice job of working back to the football, and he's just got to come up with that catch.
So it'll be 3rd and 26. We're running 59 sprint X5 here.
Or we might be running a draw and punting it.
Yes. Marble under pressure, and he'll slide down, and the Mustangs appear to have a stop just short of the 50-yard line. Good job by the Mustang defense. Oh, just elbowed a lucky duck in the head. Mustangs are little substitution confusion here. You want to make sure you've got 11. Certainly don't want 12.
This is a scenario I might be going after this punt. You need to make something happen.
You're ahead of the senior punter will be on to punt for the Panthers. Come up and catch this ball or get away. And the Mustangs will take over on the 30-yard line. You're watching Monte Vista football on NorCal Sports TV. Family owned and operated since 1946 as a full-service jewelry store, Spitz Jewelers has remained true to our founding philosophies. Founded on the tradition of service, quality, and value, today we proudly continue that tradition from the smallest request to the most intricate custom design. We love what we do, and with 3 generations of success as our inspiration, we look forward to continuing these traditions into the future. Come see us at 1333 North Main Street in Walnut Creek. Spitz Jewelers, making memories for over 75 years. Go Mustangs. So it's 3:34.
It's an eternity.
You have all your timeouts, and then you get the ball to start the second half. So you got to start a plan, Coach. And you used to, in these situations, you used to like to run a little screen or draw.
Something to put yourself ahead of the chains. Put yourself in that, as we talked about earlier in the game, 2nd and 2, 2nd and 3. You can run every play. 3 minutes and 34 seconds with 3 timeouts is an eternity in high school football. Time is not a factor.
58 sprint, corner route, incomplete. Had a receiver, Clausen, but couldn't connect, and it'll be 2nd and 10.
I do believe he looked down below. He had a guy early open for about a 7 or 8 yard gain. I wasn't sure who it was. Got to take what they give you. You don't need to force the issue just because you're down 24-0. You take what they give you. You put yourself in that 2nd and 8 or 2nd and 2 like we talked about.
And that 7-yard pass could end up being a first down because high school players, for the most part, don't tackle very well. In window, and it's shut down, and he read that like a book. Nice job in space by number 5, Lorenzo Mayfield.
Yeah, the offensive linemen have got to do a better job of selling this. They don't do a very good job. The tackle set too deep. I never believed it was a true pass if I'm the defensive lineman and you're going to sit on that screen all day.
So it's 3rd and 12. Mustangs not in a hurry, which is all right, because if they punt, you're going to give Antioch another opportunity to score. But you'd love to get a first down here. It's got a deep route down here at the bottom of the screen. But
now if I'm Antioch, I'm taking a timeout right here and trying to save as much time as I can.
And Coach Dudley does. And we'll be back after this. You're watching Monte Vista football on NorCal Sports TV.
Golden State Orthopedics and Spine. We want you to get your swing back, get your ride back, get your sprint back. With our top-to-toe orthopedic care throughout the Bay Area, we want you to get your life back. Golden State Orthopedics and Spine. Ortho care for life.
So it'll be 4th and 15 after the timeout, and it's been a game dominated by the Panthers. And the Mustangs had an opportunity here with decent field position, weren't able to get the first down, and so they're going to have to punt again. And the dangerous Charles Brown Jr.
And Antioch, the way they're running the football, they don't need to change what they're doing just because there's 2 minutes left. They can keep running the football. They're getting big chunks.
And they've only had one incompleted pass, so they've do enough things throwing-wise that you have to respect that. But in the meantime, they've got the 2 running backs and then Pino in there running inside. So they're giving a lot of varied looks.
But if I'm Monte Vista, I'm ecstatic if they're throwing the football because right now they're really just sticking it to us in the run game. And they're doing you a favor by passing.
There's 12 guys on the field. Now he's back on. Short kick. And Brown does a good job of fair catching. And he'll get in great field position at the Panther. Slow down, big fella, at the Panthers' 47-yard line, and we'll keep it here.
It's pretty imperative right here that Monte Vista get a stop and not give up a late touchdown. Get a little bit of momentum here, a little bit of feeling going into that halftime, knowing that you're going to get the ball back at the beginning of the third quarter.
We have that game day program graphic. I want to give a shout out to Garitano. We'll give him a shout out after this play. 1st and 10, the Panthers going to come right at you. It's going to be a little wildcat. And Brown picks up 3 yards. get your Monte Vista game day program, and they'll get up on the football. We'll wait. Second down. Brown turns the corner and gets knocked out of bounds. That'll stop the clock, but that will move the chains. Our game day program, Coach, one of the things that impressed us our first home game we ever coached here was this game day program. And it's been handed down over the years, but we want to give a shout out to Garrett Garatana. His son Nick played for us a number of years ago, but he continues every year to make sure this program is done. So it's a chance, get your game day program, Monte Vista football. Brown will continue to be in the Wildcat. And he's tackled, be just short of the first down, gain of 8 yards. And going into this drive, Antioch had 258 yards rushing.
I'm a little surprised that Marble's not out there, though, right now in this situation. Don't know if maybe there's something wrong on the sidelines with him.
Brown running the 2-minute offense and moves the chains once again. Little run to the outside. And look how they just seal the edge. And it looks like Brown might be getting taken out of the game. Or is there a Mustang player? And in the words of Sam Desaw, I think we've got somebody cramping on the field. Got to hydrate going into these games. And it's usually something you always see in the first game of the season.
Well, I think who's going to benefit the most from the injury is also Jones. You know, he's carried the ball the last 5 times.
Brown,
excuse me. And he's carried the ball the last 5 times, and he's a little tired. You can tell he's winded, and it's giving him an opportunity to catch his breath.
So pretty nice to get a transfer student like that young man who nearly had 1,000 yards for the Pirates last year.
Yeah, it's, you know, he can do so many things, and they're doing so many things with him. Coach Dudley's obviously
trust him to put him
him
at Wildcat quarterback, and has thrown the ball on the trick play. Wasn't a bad throw.
No.
And they've got a lot of guys that can just touch the football that he trusts.
He returns kicks. He's driving the bus home today, too, I think.
And no traffic on the way home going on Highway 4. What are those out there, Coach? Those are silos. Oh, wow. Never forget that first game. So it'll be 1st and 10 from the 22-yard line, and the Mustangs need to make a play. Brown at quarterback. And he gets outside. Jones with the tackle, but not before he gets inside the 10 down to the 8, and that'll stop the clock and they'll move the chains. Brown's having quite a football game. And they'll wind the clock. Inside handoff. Stingley, nice tackle.
Got to take a timeout possibly right here. He's going to let it go down, save his timeout. I thought Stingley could have cut the ball up right here, right inside, instead of bouncing back out. Shut it up inside.
With the tackle in space. Brown will continue to be at quarterback. Opportunity missed in the backfield, and Brown gets
the touchdown
into the end zone. 8-yard gain. But there's an opportunity for the Mustangs to make a tackle in the backfield, and they didn't, and it looks like Brown's hurt in the end zone.
I think he's just tired. Carrying the ball that many times, young man's been a workhorse for them.
Meineke, the senior, had a chance to make a tackle in the backfield. Didn't.
That's a great individual effort right there.
And we'll give you those stats at the start of the third quarter, but Brown is having quite a football game. And they'll continue to go for 2. And that's just what they do. They're not running up the score. That's what Antioch does. They go for 2. And Stingley will be at quarterback. And you got Pino and Pesci right there, and they're going to run right behind them. And the Mustangs get a stop. And once again, who's in the backfield to make a play?
Ethan Voove.
Voove with a nice play. So it's a touchdown by Antioch to make it 30-0. And the Mustangs will get the kickoff, and then they will get the ball to start the second half. And the thing you got to remember, you got week 2. Yeah, you want to put everything, you want to make a positive impression, but you want to clean up some things. You're not going to have much time here with 20 seconds, but it's an important drive for a little bit of confidence and for your sanity to come out in that second half and come out and execute and move the ball a little bit. They've had opportunities. They've had a couple of deep balls. They're just a little long, some opportunities there. So we've got the kickoff sponsored by George T. Schramm Mortgage. Go to georgeschramm.com for your purchase or refinance mortgage needs. Colorado State alum, MVJV football coach, and the Hall of Famer, George Schramm. Short kick. Nice return, Breedlove. The Mustangs have 14 seconds, and they got 2 timeouts. And I'm sure Antioch's going to set their defense deep. You don't want to get beat by the double move, but the Mustangs, we're taking a shot.
You got to take a shot here, try and get something positive out of the first half. And, and going into the second half, if you're Coach Millard, you want to see how these kids respond.
Right.
You want to make sure they come out and you compete for 4 quarters. That's what he's been preaching all along. That's what you should always preach as a coach, play for 4 quarters.
And we used to always say, you might be down big or up big, it's still football. You're going to get hit. You got to keep playing the game. Congdon at quarterback. He's got time. Steps up. In route. Catch. First down and gets immediately out of bounds. Clausen with the catch on the got to be a hero to throw the 0. And it's a first down for the Mustangs. And most importantly, he gets out of bounds. Somewhere you got to take a shot here, though. You're in 45 yards.
Yeah,
maybe you got one play to set you up and then go deep.
You got one play. I don't know if he's got the arm strength to get it into the end zone from here. You're probably going to need to pick up another 10 yards to get an opportunity into the end zone. You got 3 timeouts left, so don't be afraid to throw it across the middle.
Nice job by Congdon, making sure everybody's set. Don't want to take the sack. And Pino with the play.
That's a young kid's mistake right there, understanding the situation. He doesn't get much help there from the left side. Actually, the right side on that.
Little loop, little edge stunt, and it's the end of the first half where Monte Vista been trailing all the way, and Coach Millard will rally the troops at halftime. And here's some of the scoring plays from the first half. Pino with the long run. And then Brown and surges up front. And then breaks loose again. Right when the Mustangs thought they had him tackled, he continued to move his feet, and he scores. And then here's the 2-point conversion. Pesci blocking out in space. And there was a bright spot for the Mustangs. They got that stop on 4th down. You're watching Monte Vista football on NorCal Sports TV, presented by American Asphalt. Ned Milin has over 16 years of experience in the financial industry, serving high net worth individuals, their families, business owners, and corporate executives. Ned practically helps to develop and implement portfolio enhancements in order to provide the appropriate investment strategy for clients. He also focuses on relationship management, comprehensive business management, and asset management and research. Please contact the 1998 Monte Vista alum, Ned Milin, to develop a plan for your family or company. Ned Milin at Morgan Stanley, seeking to help you simplify your financial life and realize the future you envision. Family owned and operated since 1946 as a full-service jewelry store, Spitz Jewelers has remained true to our founding philosophies: Founded on the tradition of service, quality, and value, today we proudly continue that tradition from the smallest request to the most intricate custom design. We love what we do, and with 3 generations of success as our inspiration, we look forward to continuing these traditions into the future. Come see us at 1333 North Main Street in Walnut Creek. Spitz Jewelers, making memories for over 75 years. Go Mustangs!
Hi, I'm Dr. Michael Miklich. I'm an orthopedic surgeon subspecializing in orthopedic sports medicine. The type of patients that I commonly see span anything from those coming fresh off the sports athletic fields with injury to people who haven't been on an athletic field for a couple decades. Athletic injuries that I take care of often are acute injuries coming off the athletic field, such as strains, sprains, ligamentous tears, injuries to cartilage, tendon tears. And one of the things I always say is you can't redshirt a year in high school. You can't take a year off and get it back. High school sports is something that gives many amazing memories, a lot of experiences for growth for the student athletes and their families. And that's one thing that I really focus on is how can we get you back safely, doing what you so badly want to do. Big thing that puts a smile on my face, it happens very frequently, is when a patient has gone through surgery, they're very happy, they come up, thumbs up, big smiles on their face, they want to give me a hug. That's what makes me want to keep doing what I do. If you find yourself on the unexpected, unwanted end of a sports injury, or if you simply have that lingering ache and pain, this is something that I'd be happy to address with you.
The Contra Costa County Office of Education selected 4 teachers as their 2022-2023 Contra Costa County Teacher of the Year finalists. Paula Rathert, Walnut Creek School District, Muirwood Elementary. Natasha Paul, Mount Diablo Unified School District, Mount Diablo High School. Shavonta Eddington, San Ramon Valley Unified School District, Diablo Vista Middle School. And Serena Culleton, Moraga School District, Ronald L. Ream Elementary School. 2 of the 4 finalists will be chosen Contra Costa County Teachers of the Year. The announcement will be made at the 50th Annual Contra Costa County Teachers of the Year celebration at Lesher Center for the Arts in Walnut Creek on Thursday, September 22nd. For the first time, the event will be held at the Lesher Center. To purchase tickets for the event, visit Lesher Center website. General admission tickets are $25 through Labor Day and $35 after that. Tickets can also be required by making a donation to the program at cocoschools.org. Toy donors. 19 teachers from the county will be honored at the first in-person celebration for Teacher of the Year since 2019. Ned Milin has over 16 years of experience in the financial industry, serving high net worth individuals, their families, business owners, and corporate executives. Ned practically helps to develop and implement portfolio enhancements in order to provide the appropriate investment strategy for clients. He also focuses on relationship management, comprehensive business management, and asset management and research. Please contact the 1998 Monte Vista alum, Ned Milin, to develop a plan for your family or company. Ned Milin at Morgan Stanley, seeking to help you simplify your financial life and realize the future you envision. Family owned and operated since 1946 as a full-service jewelry store, Spitz Jewelers has remained true to our founding philosophies. Founded on the tradition of service, quality, and value, today we proudly continue that tradition from the smallest request to the most intricate custom design. We love what we do, and with 3 generations of success as our inspiration, we look forward to continuing these traditions into the future. Come see us at 1333 North Main Street in Walnut Creek. Spitz Jewelers, making memories for over 75 years. Go Mustangs!
Hi, I'm Dr. Michael Miklich. I'm an orthopedic surgeon subspecializing in orthopedic sports medicine. The type of patients that I commonly see span anything from those coming fresh off the sports athletic fields with injury to people who haven't been on an athletic field for a couple decades. Athletic injuries that I take care of often are acute injuries coming off the athletic field, such as strains, sprains, ligamentous tears, injuries to cartilage, tendon tears. And one of the things I always say is you can't redshirt a year in high school. You can't take a year off and get it back. High school sports is something that gives many amazing memories, a lot of experiences for growth for the student athletes and their families. And that's one thing that I really focus on is how can we get you back safely, doing what you so badly want to do. Big thing that puts a smile on my face, it happens very frequently, is when a patient has gone through surgery, they're very happy, they come up, thumbs up, big smiles on their face, they want to give me a hug. That's what makes me want to keep doing what I do. If you find yourself on the unexpected, unwanted end of a sports injury, or if you simply have that lingering ache and pain, this is something that I'd be happy to address with you.
The Contra Costa County Office of Education selected 4 teachers as their 2022-2023 Contra Costa County Teacher of the Year finalists. Paula Rathert, Walnut Creek School District, Muirwood Elementary. Natasha Paul, Mount Diablo Unified School District, Mount Diablo High School. Shavonta Eddington, San Ramon Valley Unified School District, Diablo Vista Middle School. And Serena Culleton, Moraga School District, Ronald L. Ream Elementary School. 2 of the 4 finalists will be chosen Contra Costa County Teachers of the Year. The announcement will be made at the 50th Annual Contra Costa County Teachers of the Year celebration at Lesher Center for the Arts in Walnut Creek on Thursday, September 22nd. For the first time, the event will be held at the Lesher Center. To purchase tickets for the event, visit Lesher Center website. General admission tickets are $25 through Labor Day and $35 after that. Tickets can also be required by making a donation to the program at cocoschools.org. Toy donors. 19 teachers from the county will be honored at the first in-person celebration for Teacher of the Year since 2019. So we're here back to start the second half. Antioch leads 30-0, and they've dominated with 308 total yards, 274 yards rushing. You've got a young Monte Vista team, a lot of guys making their first varsity start. What do you think Coach Millard said at halftime?
Well, I think he's trying to keep their heads up and to get them to understand, as we said in the first half, play for 4 quarters. You know, it's the old cliche, it's 0-0 at half. Let's come out and let's compete, and let's play this second half like it's the start of the game. And let's eliminate those mistakes that we made, the dumb penalties, the missed blocks, and put it together and show what kind of team we can be and build something for next week's game should you not be able to come back in this. It's still not too late for this game. You need a couple big plays, but
the Mustangs had 55 yards offense, but their first quarter was just a lot of penalties. One that extended a drive, 2 that actually extended a drive. So you're giving a team that's got a lot of seniors, a lot of quality football players in Antioch. A leading rusher for the game is number 1, Charles Brown Jr. with 187 yards, trying to do his Teron Ward of De La Salle fame imitation, who ran for
and he's
how many yards? And I don't think he ever scored a touchdown.
He did not. I'm trying to block that out of my mind. I was trying to change that subject.
We might need some therapy after this game.
He's been as advertised tonight. He's really done a nice job, you know, as has Pino. The two of them put together, that's a heck of an inside-outside punch. So they set 3 minutes on the clock, so we've got a few minutes before things start. We want to thank of all of our partners: Orthopedic Express by GSOS, Golden State Orthopedics and Spine, Ned Milin and Morgan Stanley, Spitz Jewelers, George T. Schramm Mortgage. Contact the 1992 Monte Vista alum George Schramm at georgeschramm.com for your new or refinance mortgage needs. Monte Vista Football Hall of Famer, Colorado State alum where his son Rocco is playing, also coaches on the JV team and continues to give back to the community. Ned Milin at Morgan Stanley, Contra Costa Office of Education, edTV, and American Asphalt. Pave the planet.
Paving the planet for over, for over 35 years. Kickoff sponsored by George T. Schramm Mortgage. Go to georgeschramm.com for your purchase or refinance mortgage needs. George T. Schramm kickoff. Love the graphic. So the Mustangs, see if they made an adjustment at halftime on maybe trying to make a return out of these short kicks. Taking around the 23-yard line, running laterally, then eventually gets up the field, good field position at the 39-yard line.
And they committed the cardinal sin. You don't want to be backing up. Let that returner behind you catch it. His momentum's going forward. Your momentum's going backwards.
Ballard with the return. Ball will be eventually spotted by the referee, Jason Smith, at the 38-yard line. The Mustangs offensively, yes, they were shut out, but they had some plays. If they just throw a little more air under it, make a catch here, they're having a lot more successful night than they have. So like Coach had mentioned, they just need to go one play at a time. In route. You'd mentioned after the first series about those inside breaking routes. Where's an example? Congdon right on the money for a 12-yard catch and a first down. Clausen with the play.
And good protection. He gave him protection. He was able to stand in the pocket and step up in the pocket.
Good footwork by the young quarterback making his first varsity start. Mustangs at the 50-yard line. Inside handoff. Meineke picks up 7, and it'll be 2nd and 7. Nice inside run.
Really nice inside run. They're just running a little inside zone play, what we used to call the belly, and that play hits inside the tackle, and it can cut back.
The senior Grant Hastings with the block there on the nose guard. Congdon showing a lot of poise. Inside route, the vertical. Post route, skinny post, Allie McBeal, and it's a catch by Talon Jones, and the Mustangs are down to the 25-yard line.
I think it was Jake Shahada, actually, wasn't number 18? Or was it Talon?
Mustangs, 1st and 10. Congdon, 59 sprint. Deep corner route. He's got it. It's caught, and it's a touchdown. Monte Vista. Luke Clausen. No flags on the field, and the Mustangs go key 3 possession and get on the scoreboard with their best drive of the game. 59 sprint, Coach.
Really nice job of stretching that play out, too. And I thought he did a really nice job of letting the play come to him, bringing it outside, not stopping his feet. A lot of young quarterbacks will want to stop and pull up and throw that. He'd get hit from behind if he'd have done that. He kept on the move, threw a really nice ball to the corner.
Joan Gionda for the extra point, and it's good. And the Mustangs, a quick score, exactly what the doctor ordered, a 1:32 drive, and the Mustangs trail 30-7. You're watching Monte Vista football on NorCal Sports TV.
Golden State Orthopedics and Spine. We want you to get your swing back, get your ride back, get your sprint back. With our top-to-toe orthopedic care throughout the Bay Area, we want you to get your life back. Golden State Orthopedics and Spine. Ortho care for life.
Kickoff sponsored by George T. Schramm Mortgage. Go to georgeschramm.com for your purchase or refinance mortgage needs. Appreciate George's support of Monte Vista football and NorCal Sports TV. Kick down to the 7-yard line.
He's got a big
Gaines returns it to the 26-yard line, but the Mustangs rallying up to the football and see if they can get a stop here.
Really like the enthusiasm they've come out here in the second half. You can see it on the sidelines. They're doing a nice job of getting themselves up and ready to go. And I think that touchdown will really spark them in the second half. Let's see if it carries over to the defense.
So it'll be 1st and 10. Marble is back in the game. Didn't play the last series, which didn't really matter because they were able to get the score. Pino at tight end. It's ace formation. Stingley, who had 42 yards in the first half, gets a short gain, and it'll be 2nd down.
I'm looking for Brown on the sideline, and I don't I don't see him over there.
So it'll be 2nd down and 7 for the Panthers. 2nd and a long 2, somewhere in there. Inside handoff on the fly sweep, and he leans forward, and Mayfield gets near the 1st down. It'll be short 3rd and 1. Given too many running lanes for this capable Antioch rushing offense.
And Brown's on the sidelines with his helmet off.
Short snap to Pino, and he moves the chains.
Just the wedge blocking, direct snap to Pino. Watch him move the pile. He creates his own pile.
Sometimes you just have to be your own blocker. So it'll be 1st and 10 for the Panthers. First down in motion is Mayfield. Inside handoff to Stingley. And he picks up nearly 20 yards.
They've gotten a lot of mileage out of that inside handoff. They're running a little counter here. They pull Pino and the backside guard.
And Pino blocked 2 people on that play. So the Mustangs had a little bit of momentum, but the best way to break the momentum of the other team is a great running game. There's Brown. Tackled at the 20-yard line. He's now over nearly 200 yards for the game, easily now. Had 187 in the first half. Watch him shake. A lot of missed tackles, a lot of guys pulling flags.
I think he's having a hard time. I think he's cramping a lot. I saw them stretching him out on the sidelines, and he's walking off very gingerly.
Short gain, about 5 yards inside the red zone.
Another outside counter play. They're pulling that backside tackle outside around, hooking from the they hook the outside, and then they pull the tackle around, and it's a designed bounce play. Ethan Vu shaking up on the sideline there, a little cramp. It's hot. It's hot out tonight. You got to really hydrate.
28 reach and a cutback by Stingley. And it'll be 3rd and short from the 12.
Now, Stingley as well. Coming out of halftime when you've had that time to rest, this is when most of the cramping takes place. You really got to hydrate, as we said.
So early in the season, temperature's hot, and as much as you practice, run, been in condition, lifted weights, there's nothing like the game that can prepare you for the game, and you got to hydrate. So we've got a player down. We got a brief timeout. So the Mustangs will be at Hayward next week, and Antioch will be hosting Vintage High School. And the Mustangs scored on their initial drive of the second half, moved the ball at will, but then Antioch came back and has just run the football continuously with a little inside run, a little fly sweep, and with a lot of blocking up front. So Stingley will be getting taken out, and they'll bring in another player for him. It's 3rd and short I'm not very smart, but I think Pino might be getting that short snap again.
Yeah, he'll get it this down, and if he doesn't get it on this down, he'll get it the next down.
Rinse and repeat. So we've got another running back in the game, Curtis Tucker, just a sophomore. The Panthers play in the BVAL, and they've got powerhouse Pittsburgh to worry about. And inside run, and he continues to maul and get down near the goal line. Pino.
Just a big physical runner.
I would just guessing, but most of his touches have either been for first downs or touchdowns tonight.
Really does a nice job with his feet, keeps him moving, doesn't stop in the hole, doesn't stop on impact. A lot of young kids on impact will stop their feet.
So 4-year basketball player, and although an accomplished baseball player, hasn't played at Antioch, but Coach Dudley thinks he's going to play this year. It's an inside run, and it's a touchdown for the Panthers. 4-yard touchdown. Pino, and moves the pile. And then I believe Coach Dudley, now he's coming on the field. We've got, looks like Pino is down, and he's probably cramping. He hasn't come off the field tonight.
Well, I noticed on the play before that where he ran and took guys a long ways down to the 2-yard, 3-yard line, he asked he tapped his head like, I want to come out of the game. And I think while all the other kids cramping, they needed him to stay in the game.
Monte Vista game day program. Next time you come to Monte Vista for a game, pick up the game day program. Pre-sale now available at all MV home games. All proceeds go directly to Monte Vista football. So Pino will walk off the field on his own. Dr. Mikulich on the field. I believe he's starting his 16th season as the Monte Vista team doctor. One of the best people we've come across in our years here at Monte Vista.
Well, and our relationship with Muir Orthopedics has been unbelievable.
And now it's Golden State Orthopedics.
Now it's Golden State Orthopedics. And Dr. Davis may be watching.
I have got to get a shout out to Jerry Davis.
Absolutely.
He made a donation on the behalf of my passing father for $1,000, him and Francis, for the football program. And what a quality guy.
Another
great family.
Hall of Fame
inductee. The extra point is kicked by Antioch Iraheta, and the Panthers answer, and it's now 37-7. You're watching Monte Vista football on NorCal Sports TV, presented by American Asphalt. Family owned and operated since 1946 as a full-service jewelry store, Spitz Jewelers has remained true to our founding philosophies. Founded on the tradition of service, quality, and value, today we proudly continue that tradition from the smallest request to the most intricate custom design. We love what we do, and with 3 generations of success as our inspiration, we look forward to continuing these traditions into the future. Come see us at 1333 North Main Street in Walnut Creek. Spitz Jewelers, making memories for over 75 years. Go Mustangs! Family owned and operated since kickoff, sponsored by George T. Schramm Mortgage. Go to georgeschramm.com for your purchase or refinance mortgage needs. George T. Schramm Mortgage. The official making him spot the ball on the 40 and not the 40-yard line in 6 inches. Mustangs did a better job of returning the kick in the start of the second half, got the score, but then Antioch came back to answer. Deep kick, and this will probably short of the end zone, and headed up the field and running outside is Diebner, and he gets a nice return, and the ball will be spotted right around the 30-yard line. Diebner didn't get a lot of blocking, but it made a nice return.
And he showed a lot of good speed to get to the edge, you know, and that's something to look for down the road throughout the season, is trying to utilize his speed a little bit more and get him in space.
So Congdon had a nice drive, got the touchdown, and see if he can do back-to-back scoring drives, something to build on. Competitive young man. Mustangs will go with a tight end, Talon Jones, 2 receivers to the bottom of your screen and 1 receiver up top. Powell with the run, and we've got a penalty, and it'll probably be a holding penalty on Monte Vista. And this will go back 10 yards, and that's indeed the call. So the ball will be marched back 10 yards, and it'll be 1st and 20 after the hold, after the run by Powell. First and 20. Got to get something positive here, playing behind the chains. Congdon, 9 route, and the receiver ran a 5 route, miscommunication, and it goes incomplete.
And there was miscommunication. It looked like the quarterback thought he was going to convert to a fade, which he should have, looking at the coverage. You don't really run those outs into that coverage, so my guess is the mistake was on the receiver on that. But you're right, 1st and 20, you don't have a lot of plays for that. And those penalties on 1st down are just killers.
The Mustangs will stay with that 2-by-1 set. Meineke offset to Congdon's left. And it was that route that was successful in the first quarter, but didn't go complete. But who read it like a book was Isaac Gaines.
Well, if you watch, I mean, Mateo looks right at it the entire time. His head never changes. Linebacker sees that.
That was almost a
and it
Hollywood Park
pick six.
Congdon, 0 route, completed. Shahada breaks the tackle, gets upfield. The 40, the 50, down to the 45-yard line. Got to be a hero to hit the 0, and that's exactly what happened on this play. Biggest gain of the night for the Mustangs.
Shallow cross, both times they've run it, and you can come back to that. Rather than 3rd down, I'd like to see them run that on 1st down a little bit more, get themselves an opportunity to put in a 2nd and short. They haven't done that on 1st down. It's been a 3rd down play for them both times. Nice run after the catch by Jacob Shahada.
Powell did a better job this time of planting his foot and getting north.
He did. He did not try and bounce that. He hit it up inside, and he got the extra yard. You know what? You can live with 2nd and 6.
Looking over to the sideline, getting the play. You trail him here. You want to try to speed things up a little bit, but you also want to execute, make sure you get the right play in. Congdon steps up, and then Pino goes right through Pennyman, and it's a sack. Pino with another sack.
Yeah, Penniman playing way too high. His pad level's got to be down, especially against a guy like Pino, who's got such good – you look how high he is, and he's going to push right through him. He's got to be more stout at the point of attack.
And Pino is cramping up. We'll take a break. You're watching Monte Vista football on NorCal Sports TV. Monte Vista football on NorCal Sports TV, presented by American Asphalt, is brought to you in part by Orthopedic Express by GSOS. When injuries occur, visit our specialty orthopedic urgent care in Walnut Creek. Golden State Orthopedics and Spine. Be your best active self, whether tiny or big, 2 or 102, or a world-class grandparent. You can find care with our expert, compassionate orthopedic doctors. Ned Milin at Morgan Stanley, seeking to help you simplify your financial life and realize the future you envision. Spitz Jewelers, making memories for over 75 years in Walnut Creek. George T. Schramm Mortgage. Contact the 1992 Monte Vista alum George Schramm at georgeschramm.com for your new or refinance mortgage needs. Contra Costa Office of Education. Learn, lead, achieve. edTV, Contra Costa County Education Television, and American Asphalt, taking care of business in the Bay Area for over 35 years. 3rd and 13 for the Mustangs. Congdon back to pass. He's got a deep route. It's completed.
And those are opportunities that have been there with the man
18-yard line.
coverage. The man coverage that we talked about earlier in the game. They're taking advantage of it a little bit now.
Jacob Chong with the 9 route, and it's a Linda Rodstead Blue Bayou coverage by the Panthers down to the 9-yard line.
And if you're Antioch, there's no excuse for that. You can't get beat deep when you're up 37-7. You shouldn't be biting on underneath routes. You should
And a
force them
face
to go.
mask, so that'll be half the distance to the goal line. So this ball will be spotted inside the 5-yard line. Two drives, potential for 2 scores here in the second half. Something to build on if they can finish this drive. Congdon, corner route, touchdown, Monte Vista.
That's a touchdown, and you go and you spin the football. You can't do that. You got to have more poise.
Diebner, what was our rule? You hand the ball to the official and go celebrate with your teammates. So does that get marched off on the kickoff or the extra point?
You have the opportunity to either take it on the extra point or go to the kickoff. I would take it on the extra point. I mean, forcing them, that's a 15-yard penalty. It puts it back. That makes it a pretty long field goal, basically, is what it would be.
So Diebner does a great job of making the play. If you hand the ball to the official, you can never go wrong. So the Mustangs, 2 drives, 2 touchdowns, and see if they can convert here the extra point. And Junkie does, and it's 37-14 Antioch. You're watching Monte Vista football on NorCal Sports TV.
Golden State Orthopedics and Spine. We want you to get your swing back, get your ride back, get your sprint back. With our top-to-toe orthopedic care throughout the Bay Area, we want you to get your life back. Golden State Orthopedics and Spine. Ortho care for life.
Kickoff sponsored by George T. Schramm Mortgage. Contact George Schramm at georgeschramm.com for your purchase or refinance mortgage needs. The Colorado State alum, where his son Rocco is having his freshman season there up at Colorado State. Mustangs score twice, but need a stop here. Short kick to the 20-yard line. Return by Gaines. Ball will be spotted around the 40-yard line.
And that's what that penalty does to you. You end up kicking from the 25-yard line instead of the 40, and you give them
so the end zone
position.
Spin NFL-style celebration ends up costing the Mustangs field position. And see if the defense can rally up and get a stop here. 4 minutes and 9 seconds left in the third quarter. I'm Chris Babcock with my broadcast partner Craig Bergman here live from Sam Zackheim Memorial Field on the campus of Monte Vista. Ace formation, inside run to Brown. And he took a 4-yard run and turned it into a 14-yard run. And a Monte Vista player is on the sideline cramping up. Pickle juice. He is shifty.
He's very shifty. He's got terrific vision, and his balance is terrific in the hole. You know, the first guy doesn't take him down. He does a nice job of keeping his feet moving on impact. He does a nice job of bouncing after impact. He's just a darn good football player.
Didn't get the number of the Monte Vista player that's cramping across the way in front of the Antioch bench. Next week, Monte Vista will travel down to Hayward to take on the Farmers, and Antioch will host Vintage.
Might be Ben Meineke down. Whoever it is, it looks like it's a cramp.
Yep. We haven't had any serious injuries, but a lot of medical timeouts for guys cramping up.
Not really uncommon this time of year.
No.
At all levels of football. You'll see
Yep.
it in the NFL. You'll see it in college.
Yeah. Especially players that are going both ways, playing on special teams. So it'll be 1st and 10 after that run by Brown.
And anybody that's had a cramp knows it's extremely painful. It does go away, and it comes back just as quick. But it's something that's really difficult to continue to play with if it keeps happening.
Especially when you make that tackle along the sideline and you extend out and then the cramp and the calf locks up. So it'll be 1st and 10, the Panthers in Monte Vista territory. Down to your bottom of your screen is Derek Rose. Pino is a wing. And Pesci is the tight end. In motion is Flanagan. He'll get the handoff. And Diebner misses the tackle, but rallying up to make the play is Jacob Chong. Chong with the tackle out of bounds. That'll stop the clock, and it'll be 2nd down and about 6.
You know, Antioch's done a nice job of softening you up, softening Monte Vista up by running the ball outside with fly sweeps and a couple of bounce plays, and then coming back inside hard with the counter or the dive. And really, that's where their bread and butter has been. They run enough outside to keep you honest, but they want to hit that thing in between the tackles.
Ace formation, double tight. Stingley. And will be just short of the 1st down. It'll be 3rd and a long 2. Jace Hope doing a good job of not only blocking the defender, but turning his shoulders and creating a nice running lane for Stingley to run.
It's pretty obvious when they line up in this formation that they're going to give the direct snap usually to
Pino.
This time they didn't.
And they follow him, and they move the chains and more. Stingley down to the 15. About almost a 25-yard gain. And there's just no edge defenders anywhere for the Mustangs.
Boy, it'd be nice to be following Pino up in that hole. If you're the running back, he's running through. He's doing a nice job. He looks like a pulling guard going through there, wearing a number 10 jersey.
Caden Honda makes the touchdown-saving tackle. But both teams have had the ball twice. Monte Vista scored twice, and the Panthers are knocking on the door. Brown back into the game, offset to the left of Marble. Hitch route to Derek Rose, and then we've got a penalty. See what the call is.
It's become almost a trick play now, a pass.
Yes. Did he go inbound, out of bounds, and come back in? Illegal touch? See what the call is.
I think he would have thrown his hat if that would have happened. But it is an illegal touch, correct.
Or legal man downfield.
Yeah, that's what the call was. Did he cover up the tight end?
Must have. So the Mustangs get a break. This ball will be marched back 5 yards, and now it'll be 1st and 15. Double tight set for the Panthers. Talon Jones in the backfield, and then she comes up and rallies, and it'll be 2nd, and they'll lose 3 yards, so it'll be 2nd 18.
Play took a long time to develop. That's one of the first plays that they've had where there's been miscommunication in the backfield, and that allowed the Mustangs to get a lot of penetration defensively.
Second and 15. Pino at the wing. Brown. Play pass. Pino out in the flat. He's open, but not a good throw by Marble. And now it's 3rd down. 3rd down and 18 for Antioch. Little slip pass to Pino. If it hits him in the hands, he might still be running. Even a good athlete like that's not going to reach back and make that catch this late in the game.
One of the few situations where they've had to play behind the chains tonight.
So it'll be 3rd down and 18 for Antioch.
If I'm Antioch, somehow number 1's going to touch this football, whether it be on a little swing pass.
Somewhere to the wide side of the field. Now they're going to throw it. Pino, incomplete. Good coverage. Diebner and Connor Kiltz. So it'll be 4th down for the Mustangs. Build a little momentum. Get a defensive stop. You've scored the first 2 times you've had the ball. Starting to build some things. But a stop here would really build some momentum for the Mustangs and give this young team a little bit of confidence.
Well, and as we said, coming out of halftime, you want to play the game like it's 0-0. And if you get yourself back into the game, that's one thing. But to come out and compete and force them to play all 4 quarters, then that's a win. That's a win competed for a young team.
They've certainly competed. A lot of guys making their first varsity start tonight. Bootleg. Vertical. Open. Touchdown. Flanagan. And he'll get called for a penalty on the celebration.
They run a little wheel route right there, and that's really inexcusable. And that's just
25
being young
touchdown
on defense, I believe, and following. You see what they do is they run a little wheel right here with a post behind it, and the corner bites on the wheel, which you can't do in that situation, and it gives up an easy touchdown.
So a 25-yard touchdown pass from Marble to Flanagan. And it's 43-14. And coming in to kick is Arietta. And the holder is Mayfield. 8-play drive for the Panthers. And the kick is up. And it's good. You're watching Monte Vista football on NorCal Sports TV. Ned Milin has over 16 years of experience in the financial industry, serving high net worth individuals, their families, business owners, and corporate executives. Ned practically helps to develop and implement portfolio enhancements in order to provide the appropriate investment strategy for clients. He also focuses on relationship management, comprehensive business management, and asset management and research. Please contact the 1998 Monte Vista alum, Ned Milin, to develop a plan for your family or company. Ned Milin at Morgan Stanley, seeking to help you simplify your financial life and realize the future you envision. George T. Schramm Mortgage. Go to georgeschramm.com for your purchase or refinance mortgage needs. Monte Vista Football Hall of Famer, Colorado State alum, where his son Rocco is playing. Also the Monte Vista JV football coach, and him and his family continue to give back to the community. George T. Schramm Mortgage. So after the penalty, it'll be spotted at the 25-yard line. Diebner with the catch. Immediately gets up the field. Spin cycle move. Another spin. I'm getting seasick here. And it's spotted at the 47-yard line. So the Mustangs have gone 2 for 2 as far as scoring drives in the second half, and see if they can put together a third score in a row. The young quarterback, Congdon, which I like tonight, he hasn't turned the football over.
And he's made good decisions back there, not just not turning the ball over, but the only thing he has done, he's held the ball a couple of times where he's got to get rid of it and not take the sack.
Has time to throw, quick flat route to Powell, taking what the defense gives him. He'll move the chains, and that'll be about a 13-yard gain. Powell, nice catch, and immediately turn up the field. But here's some growth, taking what the defense gives you.
And getting it out of your hands. Getting it out of your hands, it gives the offensive line a chance to protect for a shorter amount of time, and it softens the defense up.
Mustangs 2-by-1 set. Handoff to Meineke. Turns the corner, breaks the tackle, and he's inside the 30-yard line. Ball will be spotted at the 27. Meineke just coming off the cramp, gets upfield and heads north and moves the chains.
Seeing a lot of different guys carry the ball tonight, and I think that's good. You get a good evaluation of them as a young coach. You're seeing different guys who can handle the situation, who runs the ball downhill more, who runs the ball, in between the tackles better.
Deep route's got him. Shahada just out of his outstretched hands. And Pino's down again, cramping up. He's played a lot of snaps tonight.
Got to throw that ball to the inside a little bit more. Don't throw it outside where it's going to go out of bounds. It forced Shahada to pull up and try and get it, rather than, especially when he had no help to the inside. Don't throw the ball out of bounds. Give your receiver a chance, especially when you're down 44-14.
So we got a lot of Mustangs playing at the next level. Jake Hayner at Fresno State, Peyton Henry at Washington, Corey Luciano at Washington. Got a Xavier Oliphant at Cal Poly. Saw him a couple of weeks ago in practice. You got Nate Ricina, Connor Shea, and a number of our Mustang alum playing at the next level. And, of course, our proud papa, Zachary Ertz. We got Eric Cromonot played tonight for the Chargers against the Saints. And Nate Landman will get reps tomorrow for the Falcones against the Jaguars. Congdon just missed on that throw. Quick release, had time, good protection. Just missed, was a little errant with that throw.
Yeah, it's tough to throw this route into the short side of the field, into the boundary. You're going to run out of room. That's what happens more often than not. You can see the ball just sails right out of bounds. You don't have that much space. It's better to throw that route to the field where you have more room to throw it.
But if you throw that ball, you'd like to throw it on a line versus
if you give it too much air, it'll go out of bounds every time.
So it'll be 3rd and 10, which is for sure 4-down territory for Monte Vista. Congdon looking left, has time, and it's intercepted, and Brown read that right like a book. And there's going to be a block in the back here. And then another penalty. This will definitely be a turnover, but Brown saw this one coming because the young quarterback stared it down.
Yeah, he's got to do a better job of looking guys off. And you see the penalty right there. It's either a block in the back or it could be one of those illegal crackback blocks, which they've really gone against.
What did I used to call those?
Used to call that a shark.
Yep, used to call those a shark.
They were highly encouraged at the time.
We were cleaning out the garage, and I found 15 Mattel Shark Hot Wheels. My wife goes, "What are we going to do with these?" I said, "I can't get rid of those." So we've got a penalty after the interception, and our referee, Jason Smith's been busy. So both penalties were on Monte Vista?
No, he corrected himself. There was one on each team. It should come back probably to the spot of the original foul. They'd march off 15 one way and 15 the other.
In algebra, that's 0.
I think.
That's why I always say Chico State math, yet I never took a math class there.
Aren't you an estimator?
I am an estimator. Divide by 160 and times by the thickness of the asphalt. There you go. There's my math. So the officials trying to get this worked out here.
You know, that's something that Mateo Congdon could take out of this game is learning to look receivers off. You don't want to stare at them that long. And a good football player like Brown's going to notice that. He's just one of those natural football players. He understands the game. He watches the quarterback's eyes. All good safeties and corners do. And if you stare it down, they're going to pick it. They're going to catch up to you.
So Marble in at quarterback, and Stingley with the handoff, and the Mustangs do a good job up front. It'll be a short gain. So that will be the end of the third quarter as Antioch leads Monte Vista 44-14. You're watching Monte Vista football on NorCal Sports TV, presented by American Asphalt. George T. Schramm Mortgage. Go to georgeschramm.com or give him a call for your purchase or refinance mortgage needs. George T. Schramm Mortgage. 2nd and 9 for the Panthers. Mustangs got to stop. The last time Antioch had the football, but then they turned it over on the interception. Stingley with a carry, and it'll be 3rd down and about 6 yards.
Antioch's really done a nice job of spreading the ball around tonight, and they've got a lot of playmakers, and they've done a nice job of getting in the ball in different ways.
And getting the ball to some of their young receivers, not multiple touches, but that's a scouting card you've got to write up on Sunday morning or Saturday night. You know, you still have to prepare for that and respect it. Bootleg.
How is that intentional grounding when number 10 is standing right there?
Because 10 was blocking.
Makes no difference. He's an eligible receiver.
Well, address your letters to Gavin Newsom. You got a legitimate point. Pino's right there. And Pino, 4.0 student that he is pleading his case to the referee, Jason Smith.
I think Mr. Smith saw a 0 and thought it was a 70. He's such a big kid, he probably assumed it was a lineman.
And a little fold in the jersey. That one looks like a 7. So it'll be 3rd and forever for the Panthers.
Usually that's a loss of down.
And they'll bring, it'll be 4th down, as you called it, loss of down for the Panthers. And they'll punt and a chance to get a return here.
Been really impressed with Antioch's run game tonight, obviously. As they get going in league play and they have to face the likes of Pittsburgh, they're going to have to expand on their pass game a little bit more because they're not going to just be able to line up and do that.
Should be a Peter
against
call
bigger
here.
teams.
Oh no, Meineke with the return. Touchdown, Monte Vista. Meineke with the return of a punt. Everybody, including myself, said time to stay away from the football. But the senior shows a lot of gamesmanship here. Our cameraman was fooled. Do we have another shot of that? But Meineke. And you know, you're down by multiple scores, not a bad play. Quick score for the Mustangs.
Great idea. Really a heads-up play. You're down. You're right. You have nothing to lose in that scenario.
Yeah. And then Antioch jumps off sides, and it'll be half the distance to the goal. So Meineke with the punt return.
And if you watch what he did after he scored a touchdown, he handed the ball right to the official.
Isn't that beautiful? And then went and celebrated with his teammates. So the Mustangs going to go for 2? It looks like it. Where's the card? Where's the card?
Yeah, in this scenario, I don't know if it does you a whole lot of good to go for 2 because you're still going to be down 3 scores.
Yep.
You should not go for 2 in this scenario, although the thought process is probably we're not going to get a better opportunity than 1.5 yards.
Late arrival on Mustang Airlines. And you've got plenty of time because the official hasn't blown the play clock in. Congdon. Powell. Knocked down at the line of scrimmage. If you can't get to the quarterback, get your hands up in the passing lane. And the senior who's made a lot of plays tonight, Pesci with his hands in the passing lane. Third baseman, all BVL, and a captain of the team. Although they gave up a score, he comes up and rallies up and gets his hand in the passing lane. So this kickoff is sponsored by George T. Schramm Mortgage. Go to georgeschramm.com for your purchase or refinance mortgage needs.
At this point, I think you should be expecting an onside kick. Is you still in the game?
This onside kick is brought to you by George T. Schramm Mortgage.
Well, and
Antioch's got their hands team on. They're prepared for this.
And they haven't stopped Antioch, so they need to. Other than the last, was that the first punt? No, that was the second.
They've had several. They've had some punts, but that one was Diebner heads up and getting, and you got to take some risks when you're down. And they're going to kick it. It'll be taken at the 15-yard line by Flanagan. And he's tackled around the 30-yard line. And the Panthers will roll out their offense, leading 44-20. It was 30-0 at halftime.
Yeah,
and the Mustangs answered. They've done some good things offensively. Congdon did have the interception, but the young quarterback, other than that, has some things to learn. But they've also going to have some confidence that they've come out and played some good football offensively in the second half.
And what they haven't done is they haven't shot themselves in the foot with penalties in the second half, and that hasn't put them behind the 8 ball on that.
Brown. I think it might be a good opportunity to get some of your younger running backs an opportunity to carry the football here. And Brown's got to be well over maybe near 250. Hasn't had a lot of carries in the second half, but has been effective nevertheless.
Been a little slowed by the cramping and the big lead. They have a big league game next week, correct?
Well, they'll host Vintage, who's getting walled by San Ramon Valley. The Mustangs will travel down to Hayward to play the Farmers. And they're working a little clock here. Brown picks up 4. And you got, in high school football, once that whistle's blown, you have 40 seconds to snap the ball. And that clock is kept on the field by the officials. So once they get down to 10 seconds, they'll do a hand countdown to let everybody know, specifically the quarterback, that he's running out of time. But Coach Dudley doing a good job of working the clock. And in Antioch.
And what I don't see is a deep back judge.
One short tonight. Well, the way that the officials get treated, and we yelled at a few, but we've always appreciated them and the guys that do a great job. Wildcat Brown. So you see 6 or 7 guys really rallying to the football.
And look at the legs churn.
Watch the
on
end
impact.
of this run right here.
Just finish right there. Keep pumping. Keep moving the legs. Look at him go.
They don't stop.
That's when we talk about, in high school football, sizes, it can be overrated. When you have a kid with that kind of athletic ability and that kind of desire, he just wants it.
So he gains another first down, and we'll get the totals on Brown soon here. And the Panthers, who are pretty high tempo the entire game, are slowing things down here, showing some discipline.
And they've gone strictly back to that Wildcat set that we saw the last series of the first half.
Brown down to the 15-yard line.
Could kind of see this coming, Coach. If we went back, 5 or 6 plays, you'll see Ethan Vuve coming off the edge. He's had a lot of success doing that, but somebody up in the booth offensively for Antioch saw that, and that was a great play call by them.
And Brown have and you mentioned his vision, having the vision to sense that edge blitzer and overcommitting and gets outside.
It's tough to defend when you have 2 running backs in the backfield, 3 when you include Pino, that can all move the football.
So around by Stingley. So the Panthers, Brown has 277 yards rushing. So combined with the last 3 games of last season, And this season, the Mustangs in 3 games plus, have given up over 1,300 yards of rushing. Good rally to the football by the Mustangs. And it'll be 3rd down. Coach Dudley working this play clock. And these are the things, although they've got a big lead, there's time in the season we call, and although there's 6 minutes left, we call 4-minute offense. And after this play, I want you to explain what that is. Please. Pretty please.
With sugar on top?
No. You're on a diet, so am I. Was going to be an inside handoff to Stanley, but then Brown turns a bad play into a near first down. It'll be fourth down. So, Coach, when we say 4-minute offense, what do you mean? What do we mean? What are we talking about?
That the scenario is you have 4 minutes left on the clock, and you need to grind out first downs and kill that clock, not give the other team an opportunity to get the football back. And so you have that mindset that you call it a 4-minute offense. Sometimes you try and run that 4-minute offense with 8 minutes to go, and you would like to kill that whole game, run the clock out, not give them an opportunity to get the ball back. So you grind out as many first downs, use as much clock as you can on each and every play. And you see Antioch doing that right now. They're taking all 40 seconds of each play.
Does Pino get the short snap? It's 4th and 2.
I think he would.
Brown, and see that pile move, and then he shoots out the top and nearly gets into the end zone, but it'll be a first down. A ball will be spotted at the 2.
And just look at him move. And he makes his own pile. His pad level hitting that on contact, pushing the pile. You know, he probably weighs 150 pounds at most, and he's moving piles.
Can we see that play again, Luis? And watch the pad level of the black jerseys versus the pad level of the white jerseys. And when you stand straight up, you're going to get pushed back every single time. We've got another Mustang cramping on the field.
Really been impressed tonight with Antioch's run game between the tackles. They're just the physicality that they're bringing to the game. Monte Vista hasn't been able to match that physicality. And these are things that people are going to see on film. And they play a lot of games. Monte Vista does in the future. Teams are going to see that, and they're going to think this is what we have to do. This is a good recipe for running the football. Just move them off the ball. And Monte Vista is going to have to work on pad level, going to have to work on moving their linemen a little bit more, put them in a scenario that they can be a little bit more effective. And if you're Antioch, you want to keep doing what you're doing. And this is something good to build on. They've proven they've got 2 or 3 good backs, and they're very good backs, and they're going to be a force to reckon with in the BVAL. That's for sure. Obviously, Pittsburgh is the team to beat, but I think Antioch has really shown a lot of improvement.
And they'll have plenty of time to prepare for that game, for the little big game that will be Week 10 for them.
The one thing that they're going to have to...
Brown have 3 touchdowns rushing tonight. Pino have 3 touchdowns.
Pino has 2 touchdowns. Brown has 3.
So you got Wildcat. You got Brown and Stingley. For the 2-point conversion.
No, this is.
I'm sorry.
This is first down. They're letting the clock run down.
First and goal. One of my 100 mistakes tonight.
Preseason.
Well, and the offensive line being disciplined here and holding their water. They're probably enjoying taking a little rest, but there's a lot of discipline that comes into letting this clock run.
And there's that same play, and Ethan diving inside trying to make a play. You can't fault him. His effort's been terrific all night, and he's one of the few bright spots defensively. Has come across around the backside and been able to make plays, and sometimes it catches up to you.
Yep. So coming off the edge, and Brown sensing that. pulls it and scampers in for the touchdown, and it's 50-20. And Arrieta will be on for the extra point. They're looking for a holder. And the kick is up, and it's good. And it's 51-20. You're watching Monte Vista football on NorCal Sports TV.
Golden State Orthopedics and Spine. We want you to get your swing back, get your ride back, get your sprint back. With our top-to-toe orthopedic care throughout the Bay Area, we want you to get your life back. Golden State Orthopedics and Spine. Ortho care for life.
Family owned and operated since 1946 as a full-service jewelry store, Spitz Jewelers has remained true to our founding philosophies. Founded on the tradition of service, quality, and value, today we proudly continue that tradition from the smallest request to the most intricate custom design. We love what we do, and with 3 generations of success as our inspiration, we look forward to continuing these traditions into the future. Come see us at kickoff, sponsored by George T. Schramm Mortgage. The return up the field by Clausen. And then we've got another penalty.
This is a time of game where both teams got to keep their composure. You know, if you're Monte Vista, you've played a great second half. Even though you're losing, you've shown a lot of promise. If you're Antioch, you've continued your good play in the second half. You know, don't do anything that's going to cost yourself, a game for next week. If you get ejected during this half, you have to sit out next week as well.
Don't want to be ejected. You only get, as you used to say, you only get 10 of these. So that's on Antioch, and that ball will be spotted right around the 40-yard line.
I'm seeing a lot of different numbers in there for Antioch right now. Coach Dudley certainly giving everybody an opportunity to play tonight. That's great to see.
Congdon, Mustangs like to get a score or two here before the end of the game. Short route completed, about a 5-yard gain.
You know, you mentioned the referees before. We mentioned the referees. Yep. The officials being one short. You have to appreciate what they put up with.
Oh, my goodness.
And there's a serious shortage around the country for referees, for officials, as you call them. And it's because they take so much grief.
Bubble screen.
And it's getting tougher and tougher to find people to want to referee and umpire and officiate at all sports.
Yep. And so when some of our biggest supporters are our officials, from basketball to football, and we always try to highlight them because, you know, these guys prepare. They watch film. They go over rules. They just don't show up after their job and show up to the field. They put time in as well.
And it's not like they're doing this for big money.
Right.
You know, it's something that they do for the good of the cause and to give back to communities.
So looked like a little miscommunication here on this play.
They run a little stop route outside. He comes inside when he should have sat outside. That's a read between the quarterback.
Looks like our old 2 route.
It is, and he should have sat down out there, and the quarterback was right in throwing where he did. Receiver did not need to bust inside.
So the average fan goes, that was a horrible throw, but when in essence it was the wrong read by the wide receiver. Congdon had the 0, didn't throw it. It scrambles, and he'll get the first down and more. Nice run by the young man. Then a pile on. Don't know if he'll get a flag on that. Doesn't.
Boy, Antioch had a clean run on him from the backside, and somehow he managed to escape that.
23-yard gain. post route, incomplete, and the Panthers were all over it.
That's a ball that he's going to watch on film, and he's going to see that he's staring at it again, and he's got to throw that over the top of everybody. And you can see both guys are converging on the football because he's staring at it the whole time. If we ran that back, you'd see the crossing route about 10 yards underneath that coming open.
So it'll be 2nd and 10 after the incompletion. Has Powell out in the flat, hits him in the hands, doesn't make the catch. It'll be 2nd and 10.
His feet are getting a little bit out of whack right now. I know he's been under a lot of pressure, but he's got to work on his footwork when he's throwing to the outside. If you see right here, his left foot will drop what we call dropping the bucket. He'll step hard left and try and throw the ball further to the right. That's hard to do, and that's something that you got to work on as a quarterback.
So it'll be 3rd and 10 for the Mustangs. Hand off to Powell. Nice shifty move, but then the finish from the safety in space. Joey Wilson comes up to make the tackle. It'll be 4th and about 5 yards.
We've seen 2 zero routes tonight, 2 shallow crosses, and they've both gone for big yards. And I would like to have seen them come back, as we said it before, on a first down play. I wouldn't be shocked if we saw that come right here on 4th down. They've done it on 4th down 2 other times.
Love to see this drive continue. Congdon, slant route, complete. Touchdown, Monte Vista. Shahada with the 24-yard catch and run on the slant route, and the Mustangs are on the scoreboard for the 4th time in the second half. Nice job by the junior wide receiver. And the conversion is good by Powell. So it's 51-28. High-scoring opener here at Sam Zackheim Memorial Field. And Powell, who's made some nice contributions here offensively for the Mustangs, converts the 2-point conversion.
I like how they're competing, and this is gonna carry over to next week. I really do believe they're having success, and they know they can move the football. And most of these points in the second half have been against Antioch once. And it wasn't until that drive that we saw a lot of substitutes come in.
So you put it's week 1, you want to prove, but as his former head coach Matt Sweeney told Johnny Millard, you've got week 2, and so that's good advice by Coach Sweeney. Good to see him before the game. Kickoff sponsored by George T. Schramm Mortgage. Go to georgeschramm.com or give him a phone call for your purchase or refinance mortgage needs.
Can't say I've ever really seen that.
Onside kick, and it's picked up and returned for a touchdown by Richard Turley.
I don't know what the ruling is. He kicked it twice.
He did it by 100 pence.
He kicked it twice. He kicked it, and he realized, hey, that's not going 10 yards. I better kick it again. Can we replay that from the start? Well, I got to believe that there's
We've had some interesting things happen tonight. Here's the call.
They can decline that, can't they?
We need the case book. So Monte Vista with an illegal touch. That's the sign to the shoulder.
But they could decline that if I'm not mistaken.
We had that game, a short onside kick against Bishop O'Dowd, and our boy Matty Swan, one of our alums who played at Nevada, returned it for about 15 to 20 yards after we said, don't return the onside kick. So we'll see what the call here. I think Antioch's offense is coming on the field.
Do we have that from before he approached the ball?
No, we don't. Okay. I mean, mean, obviously you're going to take the touchdown, returned by Turley.
Well, I'm befuddled. I don't know what the ruling is on that. On a double kick, is it a dead ball?
He's demonstrating what happened. So the Monte Vista player, did the kicker kick it twice?
The kicker kicked it
twice. But then the Monte Vista player down here kicked it again, unless that was the kicker both times.
Well, the kicker kicked it off the tee, went about 2 yards, and he kicked it again.
Then it was kicked again as well by another Monte Vista player, so I think we've got 3 kicks.
We do have a great women's soccer team, coached by Coach Lum.
It's important to know.
Well, we're kicking
women's
the ball
soccer
so much.
Or girls soccer?
I call it women's soccer. Okay, why is this a dead ball?
Well, Meineke kicked it after the kicker kicked it twice.
Okay, but why is it a dead ball?
I don't know. Used to be a thing on Monday Night Football that's going to age us. You make the call. This would be a good one for you make the call.
I'm flabbergasted.
Yeah. So into the game at quarterback is Lorenzo Mayfield. Was the JV starter last year for the Panthers. He's in at quarterback. Handoff to Curtis Tucker, the sophomore, 5'10", 157 pounds, and picks up a few yards on first down.
Good to see a lot of different numbers in there defensively for Monte Vista. Kids getting an opportunity to get in their play. They practice and work equally as hard or harder than anybody out there.
There's nothing better than a win, and everybody, as we used to, well, they don't get dirty as you know, they get sweaty, of course, but everybody getting dirty and getting a chance to play. And we'll get some total offense here for the Mustangs and the Panthers. Appreciate the old soul Jeff Lockey helping us out in the booth tonight. Former Duck, former Mustang, top 5 passer in the history of Monte Vista football.
An all-around good guy.
And one of the architects of the swag board. Probably some of his best work for marketing. You didn't even realize it.
Could do a little better on the golf course, though.
Yeah, man. Everybody can't be perfect. Inside handoff and rudely met. Wisdom Iacopo with the carry. Good job by Mayfield allowing his teammate to get off to the sideline. You know, your backup quarterback doing smart things. And just a sophomore. He keeps it.
Or as Keith Jackson would have said, a sophomore.
A sophomore out of Antioch, California. And this is a pretty run by Mayfield. And again, another thing that you would have to prepare for. And he does a good job. And pulls and gets into the end zone. .23 seconds and an extra point attempt here by Arrejeda. Kick is up, and it's short, and the Panthers will kick off to the Mustangs with less than 25 seconds left.
And you talk about your small wins as you look up there. You know, Monte Vista's outscored them 28-27 in the second half, and we said start 0-0 and have something to build on, and that's
Most
definitely
certainly.
something to build on.
And there's been some juniors that made some contributions tonight that you can build up, but teams scouting the Mustangs, they're going to come out and try to run the football and get physical, and they're going to have to learn from that and correct those gaps playing in the right space, knowing when to, coming off continuously off that edge and knowing, okay, well, maybe this time I need maybe foot fake and play soft along the line of scrimmage. All those adjustments.
Well, and as a coach,
teams, and you know this, and then I'll let you roll on here, is that you get better most as a team between week 1 and week 2. Kickoff sponsored by George T. Schramm Mortgage. Go to georgeschramm.com for your purchase or refinance mortgage needs. The Monte Vista Football Hall of Famer, George Schramm.
As a coach, you can't manufacture size. And
or speed.
And those are things that you just can't
they
coach.
Don't slump, right?
And so what you have to do in order to negate that, you need to move your players and you need to put them in a position where they can succeed. And the only way you could do that is by moving them and sliding them and bringing more guys and showing different looks and trying to confuse the offense, because you can't physically match up front with some of the teams that you're going to play. So you got to do it with smoke and mirrors.
So, a few ticks on the clock for the Mustangs. Want to appreciate the Monte Vista administration and helping us bring you this game and all of our partners along the way. And our next Monte Vista game on NorCal Sports TV will be in October when the Mustangs host Amador, and that will be the Hall of Fame game, as we'll be inducting some well-deserved Hall of Famers, including Ryan Whalen, Jason Hill, and we had mentioned Dr. Jerry Davis and Francis. She's a Hall of Famer as well.
Absolutely. One and the same.
So in at quarterback for Monte Vista is Ryan Taylor, and it's a 9-yard gain. And that's the ball game. Is Monte Vista, they outscore Antioch in the second half by 1, but they lose 57-28, and we'll close it out after these commercial breaks. You're watching Monte Vista football on NorCal Sports TV, presented by American Asphalt.
Golden State Orthopedics and Spine. We want you to get your swing back, get your ride back, get your sprint back. With our top-to-toe orthopedic care throughout the Bay Area, we want you to get your life back. Golden State Orthopedics and Spine. Ortho care for life.
Ned Milin has over 16 years of experience in the financial industry, serving high net worth individuals, their families, business owners, and corporate executives. Ned practically helps to develop and implement portfolio enhancements in order to provide the appropriate investment strategy for clients. He also focuses on relationship management, comprehensive business management, and asset management and research. Please contact the 1998 Monte Vista alum, Ned Milin, to develop a plan for your family or company. Ned Milin at Morgan Stanley, seeking to help you simplify your financial life and realize the future you envision. So we'll wrap things up.
You?
Charles Brown Jr. with 289 yards rushing leads the way. Antioch got on top 30-0, and then was able to rally back. Monte Vista was in the second half, put together consecutive scoring drives, and played with a lot of energy, didn't see any bad body language. So those are some things to build up as we see Coach Millard talking to his team. And he's very positive. That's something I love about Johnny, and he's a very good football coach.
You know, it's a learning experience for him as well.
For everybody.
But I sure like the way they came out in the second half, and that's a sign of a good coach. They've had too many mistakes. They were early in the game. They were amped up a little bit. They made too many penalties, and they spotted a pretty solid Antioch team, 30 points. And then that's tough to come back from. But, as a coach at halftime, you've got to try and regather the troops and get them to understand, hey, it's not a sprint, it's a marathon.
Most certainly.
This is the beginning. There is a week 2, there's a week 3, and we've got to continue to get better. And they've already started to do that. They improved in the second half, and they'll continue to improve this week, and it will carry over into next week. I expect to see a totally different team and a much more confident team next week when they kick it off.
So from Sam Zackheim Memorial Field, where Antioch beat Monte Vista 57-28 to win this season opener. Thanks to all of our broadcast partners, and we'll close things out. You've been watching Monte Vista football on edTV and NorCal Sports TV, presented by American Asphalt. Thanks to our camera crew, Rodrigo Donner, Jason Green, my broadcast partner, Craig Bergman, my statistician, Jeff Lockie, and our director, Luis Rangel. We'll see you October 14th as the Mustangs host the Amador Valley Dons. I'm Chris Babcock here in Danville. Good night, and thanks for being on the show.